Yeah.
Probably.
You are muted.
I don't know.
Are you muted? I need to know if you're muted or
No,
not.
I'm not muted.
You're not muted.
Unless you
Okay.
mute me on there.
I was supposed to like wet all my hair before because I got bed hair.
Yeah.
And I couldn't like wash my hair in the sink at home because we have no water. So I was supposed to do it before stream, but I got too interested in your and Paddy's game that you were playing. So
It was a good game.
I now looked, the camera's gone on, I'm like, oh, I look like a shithole. Great. We'll fix it for
Oh,
tonight.
I
don't
always
worry.
look like that. So.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining us on this Thursday afternoon here in what was a sunny morning here. Actually, on the
It was
south
all right,
coast of
wasn't
the UK.
It's a lovely day.
It was a lovely day. Yesterday, it absolutely launched it down all day.
Oh, it was a nightmare.
Yep.
And
I
that was
outside all
depressing
day.
because, as I said, we have no water. So our water company has decided that we're not allowed water. Haven't had it for 48 hours.
No, you can have water, but it must have feces in it.
So you have to boil the kettle and then pour it in the sink and then use some soap and wash. It's not fun at the moment, but
No.
we might have some on that when I get back home. Hey everybody, thank you for joining us. If you haven't already, please make sure you smash all those magical YouTube buttons for us. What the fuck's happened there? That's weird. Why has it done that?
That's not normal,
Is it because of the monitor where you've put it too
Yeah,
far
spin
back?
that monitor around. I'm going to see if it does it. And it shouldn't have jumped to the Tom screen either, but it has for some reason. There we go. Oh, we'll do it
Camera's just
now.
lovely.
We'll go there like that. There we go. Tom's here.
Yeah.
Hello.
Tom's like cut off. I'll move that in just a second. But hey everybody, welcome back.
Just move the sofa around.
To the,
Oh no, you've perfectly spaced it.
you can move the
I'll
sofa
just
around if
sit
you
on
want.
Joe.
To come closer to me, you can.
Asserting his dominance.
Getting up at midday again. No, I got up earlier. I had to come to the studio for my morning ablutions because, as I say, we have no water. Anyway, before I go and move that camera because Tom and Joe are right on the edge. Right on the edge.
I'm on the edge.
Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about allies, right? And I will fix this angle because it's annoying me. Today we're going to talk about allies. And allies is an interesting topic because, and the chat's already done this, like my plan immediately has come to fruition.
Yeah.
Chat's already done this. Everyone's already gone, no, allies was awful before. Why would we ever want it back? Absolutely don't want the old version of allies back. No, you're correct. You're all right. You're all very, very right. However, what Grotmus has done is showed us what allies could look like. And if we think about the Chaos Knights detachment, the Imperial Knights detachment, the G-Seed Occult detachment from yesterday,
Yeah.
and there's one other, which I'm forgetting. There's one other, isn't there?
Knights?
Knights.
Is there no, am I lying?
Knights, Chaos Knights.
Oh, Drakari.
Yeah.
With
Oh,
Harlequins.
yeah,
With
the
Craft
crazy
Rolls.
one.
Yeah, Drakari. If we think about those three detachments, actually, I think that is a great way of putting allies together.
Yeah, they put like a real embedded narrative reason why it happens, but also like a narrative synergy on why those things happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like the Drakari Harlequins one, they are literally competing against each other on the tabletop. And
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
how it works. Like the Chaos Knights having cultists support makes sense.
Yeah, because
they-
cultists worship Chaos Knights.
Yeah,
And
so-
like the Tyrannid one's incredible because it's
Yeah.
literally the day of Ascension.
Yeah.
You'd have all the crazy vanguard Tyrannids coming out with
Well,
you.
that's the point.
fight
So
with
like
them.
with the Gene Stealer cult, their narrative is they only make themselves known once the Hive fleet is really
Yeah.
there, turned up. So
When it's
there
ready to go.
Yeah. So there would be loads of Gene Stealers. There would
Yeah.
be like
the
deep striking
lictors
stuff.
and
Yeah.
like all the infiltrator people. Yeah.
I fixed it. It's much
But
better.
someone
like
did
it.
point out though, you can run a list of the new Gene Stealer army and have 18 lone ops,
I like it.
which is just hilarious.
I just like I like the idea that I can have 60 Gene Stealers.
I don't like that,
I'm a
especially
big
because
fan.
you say they have 4 event
Yeah, I like to cheat.
In
Yeah.
melee.
Big
Yeah.
whoop.
Yeah. Yeah. I just think that, you know, I was one of the people that I think was part of the problem with old allies.
I was
Right.
part of the problem.
Yeah, so back in 7th edition, you could do some crazy shit because they had an allies matrix. I don't know if you guys have ever, if you were around in 7th edition, remember this. But they had an allies matrix, and that allies matrix had a list of the detachment or the factions on one side, list of the factions on the other side. They obviously block out the middle ones because, of course, you can ally with yourself. That doesn't make sense. And then they would go through, I think, 4 levels of allies: Battle Brothers, Allies of Convenience, Desperate Allies, and something else, right? And depending on the level, depending on how you played with them on the tabletop.
Yeah.
And I went to a tournament in 7th edition where I took Eldar allied with Imperial Knights, right? Which doesn't
doesn't make sense.
a lot of sense. And the way in which that was built also didn't make sense because I had a bunch of jet bikes and seers, and I had a Wraith Knight and then 2 Imperial Knights, big ones, 2 big ones, before armigers existed, right?
Lord of Steelers says you can't include near Gene Stealers. I was told, I haven't read it, but I thought they were Vanguard Invader units, so they could.
Yeah, I think you can. I don't know for sure.
They might have stopped that because of the Gene Stealery thing, but
I wouldn't be surprised if they did caveat saying you can't have.
I'll have a look in a second.
All of the normal ones and all of the Gene Stealers.
But
Sad joke.
But what doesn't make sense is 2 big stompy Imperial Knights supporting an Eldar Wraith Knight and loads of little Eldar on bikes. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
If we think about, for example, the Chaos Knight detachment with the cultisty type stuff, the damned units, it's actually a pretty cool narrative detachment.
Oh yeah.
If we think about the Imperial Knight detachment with the AdMech stuff they're allowed to have access to, it's a pretty cool narrative detachment. If we think about the Drakari one and the way it interacts with the Harlequins, it's a cool, fun narrative detachment. And what they've done is they've gone, you can only take these units, okay? You can't take tons of units, but you can only take these units. So the Drakari one, only 1,000 points of Harlequins. You can't take a Harlequin as your warlord.
Yeah.
You're limited to damage units for Chaos Knights, you're limited to the Vanguard Invader units for Gene Stealer Cults, you're limited to specific AdMech units for the Mechanicum one. And then what they do is they say, you know what, these allied units are not going to get your army bonus, but you're going to be able to use things in the detachment and use the stratagems of the detachment, and you get the detachment bonus.
Okay.
And I think that's the way that I'd be an advocate going forward in the next edition to be like, I actually want a detachment in every single edition that includes allies, restricts what you can take, gives you ways you can play. Because if you think right now, as a World Eaters player, if I want to ally demons in, the current trade-off is, okay, I get access to units I don't currently have access to in demons, but I get no strats, no detachment bonus, nothing. And there's some detachments out there that rely so heavily on the way that detachment works that when you ally things in, it just flat doesn't work.
It's useless.
So when you ally the demons in, Tom was saying this off air earlier, demons rely quite heavily on Shadow of Chaos.
Most of their abilities key off it.
But if you have them as allies, you don't have that at all.
No.
So I'm fine with the abilities keying off Shadow of Chaos, but then you just completely lose it. So the trade-off then you're like, well, just don't take allies.
And they made it even worse when they said you have to have a battle line unit for every non-battle line unit coming out of demons.
Yeah, that's a bit of a nightmare. I understand why.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, it's like,
I think it really just handicaps stuff like Khorne, where like you weren't really taking the battle line for it anyway.
no,
So
like if you like, it makes sense.
you're doing it for fun.
Yeah,
which
you
can't
can
do
take
anymore.
like a unit of Bloodletters and Skulltaker is a cool narrative thing, but it's not really worth the 200 points investment.
No, like I think with World Eaters, you were basically like, I just fancy playing a Bloodthirster today.
So you can include Tyrannid Vanguard Invader units, excluding aircraft, Broodlord, and Gene Stealer units in your army. The combined points costs of such units can be up to 1,000 points for Strike Force.
Well,
No Tyrannid model can be your warlord.
1,000 points actually makes sense as well.
That is
because
fair.
it makes Gene Stealer Cult as an army more accessible for Tyrannid players.
That's actually what I thought is the biggest benefit here, because 1,000 points with Gene Stealers is quite expensive. But if you already have like a whole Tyrannid army and you just want to have a like nosy around in Gene Stealers, it's quite a nice way of getting into it.
Also, it's like I have 30 Gene Stealers already and a Broodlord. So that's already X amount of points for the Gene Stealer Cult already written.
And you got Flying Hive Tyrant.
Yeah. So, I've got all the things I need to fill, I don't know, 1,000.
Well, how many points of Vanguard Invader units would you have if you remove the Gene Stealers and the Broodlord? You've got...
Well, the Gene Stealers, I've got
Von
Morlocks.
Yeah. Von Ryans.
I've got 6 Von Ryans here, but I've got 12 more at home to build and paint.
Death Leaper.
Death Leaper, 3 Lictors, Neuro Lictor.
Ravener?
No Ravener. I don't own any
You don't have a
Raveners.
Ravener?
No,
Okay.
I need to get to Raveners. The Morlocks.
Do you got any for the flying guys?
They can't, because
No, I think they are.
this is no aircraft. So, like.
Well, they're not. No, sorry. What are the flying little ones called?
Gargoyles.
Gargoyles. I have got gargoyles.
I think
but
they're
haven't paid
cow.
any. They're horrible to paint.
But Joe, they're meta. You'll love them.
The Tyrannid Prime, which means that it's a weird one because he only gives warriors the Vanguard Invader keyword once he joins them. So it depends on when you write how they do it. So if you write your list, can you put them in or can you not put them in because I haven't got the keyword until
that's
he
an
joins
interesting
them.
one.
I've got 1,000 points. Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I want to know, we're going to keep talking about this for another 20 minutes. Normally when we get about half an hour into the show, we'll stop and talk to you people in chat, by the way. So if you've got any kind of thoughts on allies at all, what they're currently doing in Grotmus, what you'd like to see in the future, whether you don't want to see any, whether you hate the old version, whether you like the old version, anything at all, stick them on a postcard for us. And then in about half an hour, we'll jump into the comments, and we will normally, because Joe's here, we give each one of your comments quite a lot of time because he loves to talk. What I do want to say, however, is before we even went live, in fact, nearly an hour before we went live, Mr. Will Smith came in chat. Will Stewart, sorry.
Yeah.
Will Smith is
Will Smith, someone else, I
a
think.
completely different person. Yeah. Mr. Will Stewart came in chat and gifted, Joe, not 50, but 2 lots
of
50 to make 100 gifted membership.
Okay. That's pretty good.
Mental, isn't it?
And then what we're going to do officially, of course, because we're still live, is we're going to just only count memberships gifted since we went live. For the total, I'm joking. But 100 gifted memberships, chat, from Will before we even went live in New Zealand.
Tis the gifts.
Maybe you should
season.
make a pre-stream target of 100 and then do it in stream. And then a post-stream
target. I think I already griffed pretty hard.
Yeah, I think you might be really pushing the limit on that one.
So, Joe, for Will,
I hope that you get the gift of a cleaning service for your house for an entire year.
Oh, I'd like that.
I'll write that.
I'd like that. Lucy'd hate it.
Really?
Yeah, because she'd be like, they haven't cleaned it how I like it. And then she'd go around after them.
Yeah?
Yeah, 100%.
But she'd have to clean less though, wouldn't she?
I don't think that would make a difference. No. I don't think she'd just do the
not
same.
want the time off.
It wouldn't be time off because she'd be worried that they haven't cleaned it right, so she'd have to do it anyway.
Oh.
But yeah, I'd like it. I think it'd be great, Joe.
Yeah.
It's a good gift.
I'd want it, yeah.
Good gift. This better be A++. I love seeing chat a few seconds behind.
Yeah.
I think it was A++.
Yeah, I'd love a cleaning service at home. But also when they did my car as well. I've not cleaned my car since its last MOT, and its next MOT is in February, so...
I haven't cleaned my car for quite a while, actually.
No, neither have I.
I lied to you.
Yeah.
The people in the little hut in Morrison's car park haven't cleaned my car for a while.
Yeah. MOTs really sneak up on it. I've been afraid, like, yeah, MOT's in April. And then my partner Tamsin was like, it's in February.
I told him on Tuesday it was sooner.
He's
And
not
I was
good
like,
with-
it's not, it's in April. And
You-
she was
you're
like,
not the
no,
best
it's in
with
the calendar as
dates, are you,
February.
Jay?
And I was like, oh, piss.
But I said to him on Tuesday, I
Yeah.
thought it was sooner.
Yeah, others.
I love how Liam knows more about your life than you.
That's
birthday,
that's because,
MOT.
Right, Tom. That's because when his car goes in MOT, inevitably it costs me money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt. Work expense, isn't it?
Joe's commission service coming soon.
Yeah. £1,000 per model.
Yeah. Oh, it depends what time of year it is.
Yeah.
MOT time, yeah.
Yeah.
This is a thing where I was, allies in the past have been crazy broken and encouraged some incredible janky stuff. You got into it in 8th edition?
9th edition.
9th edition, right.
Yeah.
So you missed out on the Loyal 32 and the...
No, I've never had that. My only experience of allies was when Abaddon came out, and I saw 20 Abaddons at one tournament.
Yeah,
and one CSM player.
I ran all the worst versions of allies. So I had like...
You were the problem.
The 3 tank commanders with the 3 jump captains and a knight kind of
Yeah.
thing. Or I did quite well at a tournament with Celestine and a unit of Battle Sisters.
Yeah.
And then the Rusty 15 or whatever, or the Rusty 17.
17, yeah.
Which is 3 units of 5
Rangers or something. Well,
Skitari.
Rangers or Vanguard?
Vanguard I was running.
Yeah.
With
Right.
the 2 Tech Priest and then an Imperial Knight.
That to
And
be
then
fair, that is all
armigers.
Imperium
Yeah.
at the worst.
It
of
was all maxed out basically
Yeah.
as min-max. So I had the Imperial Knight with loads of armigers, and then the minimum requirements essentially to get as many CP as possible.
Classic meta Joe.
I mean, you were working for a different company back then.
Was this your last employer?
That was pre
Or was it pre
As
that
in
point as well?
before.
pre that, yeah.
My time frame is well off nowadays, I'll be honest with you. But yeah, so even that was narrative in the sense that it was all Imperium. But the combination of units which became the meta, it was just janky meta bullshit. And then it got to a point where you would go to an event of some sort and you'd see that someone was playing Imperium and you'd be like, it says Imperium, it's going to be Smash Captains, it's going to be fucking some Guardsmen, it's going to be a Castellan Knight, which back then was bonkers as well, if you remember. Absolutely bonkers. And I don't want to see that. I don't want to see the thing that I abused back in 7th edition when I was a lot younger and I was taking Imperial Knights of Eldar. I don't want to see that.
No, that's just insanity.
And I was, up until recently, I was just like, I'm just not taking allies. And I tried it once with Khorne Demons with World Eaters in 10th edition. I was like, I've
tried that as well.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And then I was like, maybe they've just decided that allies is done, and I was kind of okay with it. And then they did these new detachments, and it's got me thinking about all the other things they could do.
Yeah.
You could ally Votan into Imperium.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because they work.
Imperium has so many combinations you could do.
Yeah. You
There's
could
basically
ally
20 armies you could combine.
100%, absolutely, and obviously you can do allied detachments with demons into their respective deities. So you Khorne Demons into World Eaters.
I mean, yeah, that's the
etc.
most obvious one, isn't it?
And that one, I think, gives you so many cool options you could do.
Yeah.
So many cool things. And maybe you restrict it. And maybe you say that, you know what, you're not getting access to Scarbrand and Skulltaker in a World Eaters detachment that already can have Angron and Khan. So you restrict it.
Yeah.
And you go, but you give stratagems where they proc off of each other and they support each other. And I think that's super cool.
I think you could also just do like, you can have Khorne Demons in the World Eaters army. You can't use the strats because they're targeted at like Heretic Astartes infantry, but you still get the army rule. So like +1 strength, +1 attack.
Yeah, well, I remember in 9th when the one World Eaters Codex came out, and it actually had a second detachment which no one ever ran because the first one was so good. But it was like Disciples of the Red Angel, I think it was called.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you could actually just have a bunch of demons in there with all your demon keyword people as well. It was actually pretty cool.
The one time I think GW did allies quite well, and we've harked on about this so many times, was going back to Khorne Demonkin as a book, which I think was 7th in itself, wasn't it, Khorne Demonkin? Or was it 8th? 7th, 8th?
Yeah.
I can't remember. And
Seventh was
Khorne Demonkin was quite literally a codex. It took some things from World Eaters, some things from some things from Chaos Space Marines at the time, some things from Khorne Demons, mashed them together and went, there you go, there's a detachment.
That sounds cool.
It was fucking great.
Yeah.
And it was the first time we saw Blood Tithe properly done, where it was...
God, I miss Blood Tithe.
Get to 8 Blood Tithe points, bring on a Bloodthirster.
Yes.
It was
That's what we
brilliant.
need.
I think so.
Well, World Eaters hasn't had a Grotmus yet, so you never know.
I think
Although
it
looking
still
at
has
out
to
for
be-
the other two, probably not.
I think it still has to be done right in the sense of allies. Like if you go like the G-Sealer cult and they go, oh, what you got? Oh, I'm bringing 3 Trigons, 3 Morlocks. You know, like it doesn't really make sense, kind of thing. It's cool, but it doesn't make sense. You'd kind of want it. You still want it to look like an army. I think.
Yeah. I think the restrictions
Yeah.
are the most important part about it, really, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like, you've got to limit it to like a theme.
Yeah.
So obviously with like Chaos Knights, you can only take damn stuff because
Yeah.
they're just worshipping their knights. They're literally there to die to help the big knights.
Yeah.
I think that's the important part.
I think as long as it's done tastefully.
But I like
Tasteful.
it when the stratagems then become tasteful as well. So
Yeah.
thinking about Khorne Demons with World Eaters, you could do something like when a World Eaters infantry unit destroys an enemy unit, you can then instantly ingress your bloodletters or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
that'd be
mean?
cool.
Like,
'Cause I think-
you've slaughtered so much that they just pop up as
Yeah, like
demons.
before these detachments came out, the only time you really saw people allying in stuff is because the one unit had a broken rule, which meant it was usually something that just scored loads of points throughout the game, or it was something like your favourite, the little Nurgle people.
Yeah,
Nurglings.
Nurglings, yes. Which you just love because they have infiltrate
Yeah,
and like get in the way.
But like also like it annoys me. Like the Nurglings are a prime example, right?
Yeah.
Of one of my frustrations about like some armies is that I have to take Nurglings because I have nothing in my army that fills that hole.
Is that our headset going off with interference, or is that wind outside? Someone tell me. I just heard a noise.
I heard it as well. I think it was outside. But yeah, it's like the fact it annoys me that I have to take Nurglings because the Chaos Space Marine units have infiltrate.
yeah, I do get. I think especially when they're like 40 points.
Yeah. I can't hear it anymore.
Something about
It was absolutely random, and was it because yours was folded in? It sounded like interference, not.
It sounded more like interference. It might be someone's on the phone.
Paddy's on the phone next door, but that doesn't make a difference in the past. I need to see which mic it is.
He's gonna have a check now.
Yeah.
I can't hear it anymore.
You can keep talking, you two.
But I think like what you want is the units that join are just a fun, different way of playing that army.
yeah.
So like I really like putting the demon stuff into Chaos Space Marines to make it fun and narrative, but I shouldn't be forced to take them because my army doesn't do the thing.
I think they should just get rid of allies as a rule unless you're using the detachment which gives you allies.
Oh, 100%.
And then just give everyone a cool allies detachment.
Yeah. And
I think it's too open at the moment where it's just like, if you're kind of chaos, you can be chaos friends.
Yeah.
But like the new detachments is a lot more, it's easier to balance and it's a lot more like actually a cool narrative way to run an army.
But it's also like the weird idea is that when you've got Chaos Space Marines, like, oh, I can ally in World Eaters, Emperor's Children, Death Guard, and Thousand Suns.
Yeah.
But I can only ally in one unit, which is Rubrics, Berserkers, what are they called? Noise Marines and Plague Marines. But none of them are actually worthwhile.
No, I think
the
like Thousand Suns Flamers were like getting taken for a bit just because they're quite good, to be fair.
They're quite strong,
but the points just keep going up on them, so
so
it's become less and less of a
there's
vibe.
no real reason to bring them.
Yeah,
I think like you go, oh, I could take Berserkers, but
they just don't really do anything.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, Legionnaire is just flat better.
Yeah,
because they just reroll wounds.
Yeah, like, everything's better. Now they've got the Night Lord unit, which is
just so good. That's your new favourite.
Yeah, I think it's possibly one of the best infantry units that they've got access to.
I think it honestly might be. It's such a nice combo of just like, here's my cool unit that's going to beat you up, and here's my sneaky Night Lords unit that's going to stop you using any defensive strats or literally anything.
Yeah, I think I'm using them with the Lord at the moment. But then it's like I need to find a way of getting fights first in my army somehow.
Do you have any fights first in CSM? Is it a thing?
No, there's none. No fight first abilities.
There's not that many fights first things in the game, to be honest.
Well, but I think, like the problem is like the things that are fight first are very efficient at doing it.
A lot of them are, yeah. Like I guess the obvious one is like the World Eaters Martial Executions, who's just incredible. There's the Lion, who's just a monster.
Like you've got the Judica.
Judy, every Space Marine army is just like, here's a Judy.
Yeah, he's really, really good.
Yeah.
And then like Jane Czar's really good with she's got fight first.
Yeah. Banshees. And
Like there's got fight first. There's a lot of fight first in Tyrannid.
But they have loads of random low knob fight first guys, don't they?
Yeah.
They are cool.
Yeah, with precision. So like, oh, you could charge me, but I might kill your character.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Are you all right now?
Yeah, so we had some issues on Monday night when we hosted the other podcast in here, and I'm 99.9% sure it's mic 3.
Yeah.
So mic 3 is dialed in for sitting here, which when we move it, we get a lot of interference for some reason.
Oh.
We've never had a problem with it sat where Tom is though, and we did it with him on Tuesday. But I've just looked at the frequency bands that we've got them set to, and it is set to quite a different frequency band to the first two, which is probably why it's getting interference.
Oh.
So I need to change his frequency band, or just hope it's okay for the rest of the show.
Yeah.
They're saying it's all good at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't move.
Yeah.
Ever.
Oh no.
Well, it's not just Tom though. It can be interference from outside as well.
Yeah.
All it takes is a car, like I don't know, some sort of police car or something that you know.
There's a lot of them around
and
here.
it can interfere. Yeah. So
or like a taxi. With like,
I think we're okay. I think we're okay for now.
Cool.
So I think I'm going to start experimenting with the frequency on 3. I've also bought actual professional podcast mics, but we would have to put them on stands in front of us for the Liam and Joe show. And I don't know if you'd like that or not.
I don't mind it. I think it would probably make more sense if we were sat at the table.
Yeah, that makes sense.
With the
chairs are sexy, Joe.
They are, but where are you going to put the mics?
On stands.
Yeah, which just come in from the side. It just looks a bit messy, doesn't it?
It does look a little bit messy, yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure yet.
I think it kind of ruins the aesthetic. Maybe if you had them like hanging down from the ceiling.
Yeah. I really want to just get these
or
ones
just
working fine.
duct tape it to your chest.
Yeah.
I mean, these still sound really nice.
Like the big square ones, the big bit of fluff. That's
I think for this area, I still like to use these because it looks more relaxed, it's more calm. We just need to dial it in a bit more because they sound really good because we bought expensive TV grade lapel mics. It's just that then when you give them put them in the hands of a moron, a la me, compared to professionals, you know, I think I just set them up wrong. But I think we're okay for now.
Cool.
So I'm going to move back over in the hope that we are good. Yeah. I'm off the headphones.
What's your favourite allied detachment they've done so far, Joe?
Good question, that actually.
I like the Drakari Quins one.
Oh,
it's probably my favourite, but that's because I used to play it.
Oh yeah, it's kind of built for you.
But like, if I was a Knight player, for instance, the new ones, are super helpful.
I think I really like the Chaos Knight one.
Yeah.
I think doing essentially dark packs, but you're just sacrificing your followers instead.
I do have a gripe with knights in general.
Same.
Is that armigers and warglaves are way too cheap in points. Way too cheap in points. The fact that an armiger and the war dogs are less points now than things like Redemptor dreadnoughts, and they're faster with better guns.
Ash, if you're going to change RU to literally RU just to get it under £2, I'm just not going to read it. I'm not reading fucking tech speak just so you can spend $1.99 instead of $4.99.
Rue.
Oh wow.
That Rue saying, "Come on, come on, Joe, think about it."
He's a Ute though, isn't he?
I
Could've
don't
just put
care.
you.
I don't care.
That's leet speak, isn't it? Oh, it doesn't mean that you're going to upset with him because he abbreviated Gene Stealer Cult.
That's fine. That's an acceptable abbreviation.
Yeah.
But RU together is not even a space because he's saving on characters.
You
Come
could
on.
have just put you.
This isn't fucking.
Didn't even capitalise Shadow Swords.
This isn't the year 2000 tech speak, right? Come on.
I think, the problem with knights is that I think knights need to be changed anyway.
Yes, I think I'm very, 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 very bored of War Dog spam.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And they got cheaper in the balance data site.
That's what I was saying, because you were busy.
Yeah.
Going that.
Yeah,
so the problem is that war dogs and armigers are now less points than a Redemptor dreadnought. They're faster with a better gun and still have the same damage output.
And they're ATOC.
Yeah, and they're ATC, and they can run through walls.
Don't they arguably have a better damage output because of what they can get from things like bondsmans and stuff?
Yeah, they're just flat better. And what they need to do is that I don't have an issue with someone having a loss of war dogs. What I'm thinking is that they need to have 2 baby knights for every big knight. It's the only limitation they need to put in.
So I'm going to say something that's going to upset you.
What's that?
So I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
To start with.
Yeah.
But you can't put that limitation on knight players and be like, and I'm running 6 Chaos Lords.
Yeah, but a Chaos Lord doesn't move 14 inches a turn and have a multi-melter that shoots 18
Just lets you do
inches.
strats for free.
Huh?
Just lets you do strats for free.
Yeah, but the units they join aren't as efficient. And if you kill his 5 Terminators, right, he's still only 1 OC. If you take 5 wounds off of if you take damage off of a war dog down to 1 wound, it's still 8 OC.
If you take so 5 Terminators is 15 wounds. You take 15 wounds off a war dog, it's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Doesn't have a 4-up invulnerable save. Doesn't have a 2-up armor save.
But 8 Chaos Terminators struggles to kill a war dog.
But I'm just saying, if you're going to put those kind of rules in place, because just saying 2 baby knights for 1 big knight is quite a narrative thing.
I'd rather they just,
I agree.
Yeah, I'd rather just made the big ones better, to be honest.
It's very,
I'd like to be in a position where I only had to take 1 Chaos Lord.
No,
I just want them to be better.
So the answer. So this is where I'm going with it. The answer at that point then isn't restricting what you take. It's making the big ones as compelling a choice as the little ones.
Yeah.
Right. That's the answer. And it's the same for you. The answer isn't necessarily putting restrictions on how many Chaos Lords you can take. It's making units possible to play without putting Chaos Lords in them. That's the difference. The difference isn't, I don't think, for allies, I think you absolutely need to put the restrictions in. I think when you give unfettered access to a whole extra codex and you give them buffs in a detachment, you open yourself up to complete abuse. I think that's where you need to put restrictions in. When we're talking about knights, we're talking about Chaos Lords, we're talking about war bosses. At that point, I think it's at the way the detachment, the army, the list building works. I don't think the restrictions is the answer there. Big knights, little knights, if you make big knights more compelling a choice, so for me, one of the ways to make big knights more compelling a choice is you bring their points down slightly, you bring armigers points up slightly. They made armigers cheaper, which seems mad.
Yeah, I didn't understand that at all.
All I ever see is 12, 13 armiger lists.
Yeah.
If you make knights, even the rules necessary, if you make them more compelling as a choice, people will go, I can take 2 to 3 baby knights, but that's actually really tempting as a choice.
I think the problem with big knights is that they've got a 3-up armor save and a 5-up invuln.
And the invuln is not against combat, is the other thing.
I think you either make the invuln against combat, so when you rotate it, it goes to a 4-up, or you give them a 2-up armor save.
I think they'd be okay with 2-up.
Because at the moment, things like intercessors are AP1 are scary tonight.
I mean,
How do you
they
feel
are
that-
wounding them on 6s.
They are, but now a 10-man unit puts out 50 shots.
But how do you also feel about things like Knight's toughness not being quite... So my theory is Knight toughness isn't quite in the right spot. And so we went, hey, their toughness 12 now, they're really tough. Las Cannons are strength 12 though.
Yeah.
And there's strength 14 and strength 16 and strength this everywhere now. And I think that's part of the problem as well.
Just look at the Eldar.
They don't feel tough enough. Not only that, you've got a ton of +1 a wound. You've got a ton of reroll wounds, right?
Yeah.
So you make Knight's toughness 14.
Yeah.
That's a huge break point then.
Well, it's like when I was running the Greater Demon stuff, I was like, I kind of feels like how Knights should be. Just running a bunch of big stuff, running around punching stuff. Like even if you give the Knights like a 5 up, feel no pain. Just flat, you know.
Okay.
Like if you look at something like
He loves his feeling face.
I know, I do, but the thing is though, like you got to think, right? I think about like I don't want to see 12 armages on the table. I want to see big Knights on the table.
And I agree with you.
Knights
Yeah.
are cool.
No, and I do agree with you.
So if you give them the 5 up, feel no pain. If you look at like Selexia Hellbane, right? She's 360, 380. She just goes in and one pumps a night.
In my
problems.
perfect night world, what I'd like to take, and I don't even know if this is possible points,
Yeah.
but I think it's not. I'd have something Castellan or Valiant sized,
Yeah.
then 2 medium knights, which are the big ones,
Yeah.
like a paladin and a warden,
Yeah.
and then 4 war dogs, because that's Titan mana pool. Isn't
Yeah.
it? You used to have two warhounds either side of a reaver. It's
Yeah.
Titan mana pool, and then I follow that pattern on through. I know they're not the Titan legions. I know they're different than the knightly households, but that's how I'd like to see it represented on the tabletop.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just never going. I mean, I don't know if that's entirely possible again because of points, but you just won't see that.
No.
Because why would people take big ones? Same as one of the things I liked about the Chaos Knights detachment specifically was you basically only want big ones. And
Yeah,
damned
that
units.
was a big incentive to take the big ones in that one.
Yeah.
Especially,
Absolutely.
one of the main things as well is because they don't have the strat to go through walls in that one, so you're definitely taking the big ones.
I didn't even think about that. Actually.
Yeah.
But you want the big ones to work alongside those damned units.
I
A
think
Lancer in that is really good.
I think with Chaos Knights, if you got rid of the strat to allow the war dogs to go through walls, then I think it's more of an incentive to then take the big knights again.
Yeah, because of the change of them
Yeah.
maybe being battle shocked
Yeah.
to go for a wall is pretty good.
Yeah.
It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think. I mean, my baseline for this discussion is, I think I want to see more allied. I didn't know I wanted this until Grotmus. I now want to see
same.
more allies, but I want to see them controlled the way they're controlling them in Grotmus.
Yeah.
I want to see ones like the Chaos Knights, like the Drakari Harlequins, even like the Genestealer cult one, where we've just found out, you can't take Broodlord and Genestealers, you can't spam, you can't abuse it. We're removing the abuse, we're
Joke.
controlling it, but we're making it interesting. And actually, if you look at all 4 of those detachments, not only are we making it interesting, but we're making it super narrative at the same time. Like if you think about what the Genestealer cult one represents, Final Day. It's the last stage of Ascension
That's
before
such
the
a
Tyranids
cool
actually
name
turn
for their
up.
detachment as well.
It's what
Literally just
fucking
final
cool.
day.
Do you know what I really want to see?
Your own penis.
That'll never happen.
What I really want to see is these detachments on the app. I don't want to have to wait till after Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, it's
only
not
like-
that long to go.
It's not
It's
long.
only like
It's not
3
long
weeks,
to wait.
probably.
But the thing is, like,
We've not even got them all yet.
for normal people, it's not a problem.
Normal
For
people.
normal people, it's not a problem. But for someone who
Joe
plays
Special.
3 to 4 times a week,
Yeah.
I'm like, just on the app is way more convenient right now.
It would be, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But it's not
Yeah.
that unconvenient having a
It's
single
not that
2-page
good.
PDF.
You can
No.
still just make your list and just like take 50 points off for enhancements.
Yeah.
At least-
but
at least
but
you
if
just-
you're doing like Genestealer cult,
That one is a bit of a nightmare.
That's a bit of a nightmare. If you're doing knights and
Yeah,
knights
actually,
and cultists, it's a bit annoying.
The allied ones are the only annoying ones,
Yeah.
really.
Why?
because
On the app, you can't like
yeah.
just put in.
Oh
the
no, you'd have
units.
you'd have to run Chaos Space Marine detachment and then ally the knights in after.
Right, okay.
Yeah,
I was
you'd have to
thinking
do it the
about
wrong way around.
I was thinking about for the actual rules because I was like, you just have the PDF on an iPad, but you're right, actually building the list is difficult.
Making
Yeah.
a list is hard
Yeah.
with
Checking it
the
twice.
allied ones.
It's not impossible. It's just annoying.
Yeah, but soon it'll be.
It's a minor
I
gripe.
mean, yeah, it's only like
Yeah.
2 weeks or something, isn't it? Like,
But you can also understand why. Excuse me. I do understand why they wouldn't want to release a daily update on the app.
Yeah.
But that is not going to be a fun thing to do, especially with the Apple approval system.
also a bit of
which
a
I've
feels
worked-
bad if
Have
you
they
don't have
updated-
your detachment yet and everyone else is
Have
just
they
like
updated the Age of
playing
Sigmar
their
app
new
yet?
cool thing.
Well, even the Apple. So we used to have an app for my last business, and the Apple approval process is a fucking pain in the arse
Is
as well.
it?
Yeah. So I kind of get where they're like, we'll just do one update for all of them. It makes sense.
Yeah.
But there was a little part of me that's like, when you update the app to include all the balanced data slate stuff, could you not just have included all the Grotness stuff so far? Like that would have been fine.
But it's like just like massive AOS update yesterday. Haven't updated the app.
Yeah. Well, they'll probably do that. They'll probably push that at the same time. To be fair, I wouldn't be surprised. But
I want it now.
Hey. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, but I think.
So I feel like we're all on the three of us at least are all on the same.
Yeah.
The same song sheet.
Yeah, I think get rid of all of the ally stuff they had before. Just have this new thing of detachments is how you get allies and give it to everyone.
I think that's right. I think there's some super cool narrative stuff you can do.
Yeah.
You could do. Someone mentioned earlier in chat about old Taldar. Do you remember that? When Eldar and Tal could ally together in 7th edition, that was fucking bonkers. And I was like, I don't want that. You need narrative. Narratively, I don't see why Tal couldn't take narratively allies of Astra Militarum. Because narratively, there's stories where the Tau hit a planet and then the Imperial citizens turn to the Tau instead. But you can do that kind of stuff. There's narrative works.
Yeah. With the new detachment for it says, did Tyrannids get the detachment role, not the army role?
Correct.
Right. Okay. Because people are like.
You can't bring back Tyrannids with the funny...
Good, yeah. So that's fine, because some people are like, oh, I don't like the idea of the allies getting the army rule.
They don't get the army rule.
So it's like they don't get the army rule.
As far as I'm aware.
So the way you control allies...
With the Gene Stealer one, you have to have the new special, whatever it is, keyword thing to bring back your guys.
Yeah, so your allies getting the detachment rule, and that's how you balance it. The detachment... the allies are only available in that one detachment, and that detachment is written specifically for those allies.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Exactly.
Because World Eaters +1 to hit, +1 strength, +1 attack is their detachment roll.
Yeah.
So if you had Khorne Demons in there, they'd get +1 strength, +1 attack.
If they were in that detachment.
Yeah,
definitely.
Which would make sense, because Khorne Berserkers aren't that great without...
No, not gonna lie, Khorne Berserkers at the moment are meat shields for the cool characters.
Yeah, so you're kind of like, I could just take a cheaper option, which is Bloodletters, but like currently taking the Bloodletters isn't a great option because they don't really benefit.
They don't really do anything,
So it's like, I'll just take only 8 bound.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, right, Harbingers of Dread, if your army faction is Chaos Knights, each model from your army with this ability has the following dread abilities. So your damned units aren't getting dread abilities because they don't have Chaos Knights. Dreadblades, if every model from your army has the Chaos keyword, you can include either 1 Titanic Chaos Knight model or up to 3 War Dogs. That's your allies. So if you think about just the Chaos Knight one, just because it's the first one I came to, you don't get your army benefit because you won't have the right keywords on the data sheets. And this is where the keyword system starts to become actually quite interesting.
Yeah.
But if they're careful of how they use it, it becomes quite important at the same time.
Yeah.
And this is where they have made a mistake with the Chaos Knights one.
Oh yeah, this is my favourite thing.
Because they said that you can inflict D3 mortal wounds on a damned unit within range.
Yeah.
It doesn't say friendly.
Yeah.
If you just run your knight into the Chaos Cult army,
Yeah,
it's
so
like,
on the edge case,
eat all of your units.
On the edge case where you go Chaos versus Chaos, and your opponent brings damned units, like nom nom nom.
Yeah. I honestly hope they keep that in.
I kind of hope it's intentional.
It's so funny. Imagine like Chaos Knights versus the Chaos Cult detachment.
Which is bonkers.
Oh, so funny.
I just think, as long as they do it, they proofread stuff, which let's be honest, they've never been great at.
No,
I think they've been better recently.
They've been better recently when basically they hired someone else and that
They've put a
person's
lot
first
more
job
like
was make everyone read the
designers'
rules.
notes in. I've seen that coming up a lot more now.
Yeah.
Right, chat. By the way, Joe's birthday was yesterday. Right, he's had his happy birthday wishes. His birthday's done now.
Oh.
Got to wait another 364 days before he can be happy again.
My birthday's the next one. All right.
Yeah, but that's not for ages. So
It's Tuesday.
ages.
Yeah, but we've got this stream tonight, stream tomorrow, stream, and then we're on Christmas break for a week.
Oh. Don't you normally do your birthday ones at home?
Well, not on my birthday, no.
Oh. Not on your birthday, but normally like as close to.
I was going to do it on Monday, but one of my best mates, Lee, who's paid all the Caradon Overlords, he's coming down on Sunday and staying till my birthday, so I won't be streaming when I've got guests in the house. Which means that he'll have to wait till next Friday before you get a stream. Because Christmas break.
Oh.
And then it wasn't going to be anything afterwards either, because Joe's booked 2 weeks off, but Paddy just told me he's free.
Yeah.
So we might actually get the A-team.
I have to, because otherwise I
The
don't.
A-team?
Yeah, me, Paddy and you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
When I get told,
I'm okay with this.
When I get told, Joe, you've got 3 to 4 weeks holiday. You've taken no holiday. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
Christmas it is.
Because you know what happens if you don't take holiday?
I don't get it anyway.
We have to overpay you at that point. That's how the rules work.
I thought part of my contract was I don't get paid it.
No, I need to check the contract that's written. But
Yeah, I don't think
I
I
bet
get
it's-
it
I bet it's
regardless.
saved somewhere.
If I don't get paid, I'm taking it.
yeah,
I'm going.
you should take it, but you should take it anyway because it's good for you to take holiday.
Yeah.
Nah.
But it is good for you to take holiday.
I bet money though you're going to do painting on holiday.
And
Yeah.
I'm well aware of the fact that I'm a massive hypocrite when I say this, but you should take holiday. You absolutely should. Especially when you're an individual who gets paid a salary, so you can take holiday and your money coming in will stay the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should take
Sort of
holiday.
a weekend of doing nothing.
Yeah.
Well, a week of weekends.
A week of weekends.
Yeah. Right, anyway, in fact, I've seen that some of the super chats have been coming through, some of the gifters have been coming through. You people are amazing. Thank you so much. What Joe's going to do now, in his best enunciating voice, is he's going to read out all your super chats and your gifted memberships. And if you've gifted 5 or more, you'll get yourself a cheeky little Joe Hope.
Well, Matt O'Reilly gifted 5, and he specifically said in the chat that he didn't want a Joe Hope because he missed my birthday stream.
What?
Why is
Actual
this
words
heresy?
written.
Are you going to listen to Matt, or are you going to ignore him and give him a hope anyway?
Give him something else.
Reach round.
Yeah.
No.
You are a lot of people reach arounds.
He does,
off
yeah.
what
I
Liam
don't know.
said.
I never agreed to this reach around service, so I'm not going to do it.
You should check your
It's not
contract
part-
again,
It's
mate.
not part of my contract either.
Have you read your contract?
Yeah.
Yes, he fuck. There's no way. He signed it.
I got my contract like 3 years ago.
Did you
I
read
it then.
the big number at the bottom?
It was multiple pages, and there's no way you read it all.
I read every bit of it. I did.
Bullshit.
Yeah. I'm owed many things. Thank you, Wee Man, for 5 gifted memberships. I hope that
Not meat related.
it doesn't rain this weekend. You got Christmas plans?
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I'll take that one, actually. That's a good one.
Yeah. Thank you, Evan Tominello, for 1 gifted membership. Thank you, Adam Jones. Happy belated birthday to Josephine. Hair is looking on point. Hope you got yourself a Mexico.
Yeah.
Come to the Brawl GT.
We didn't get Mexico because Joe's favourite is Chinese takeaway. Unfortunately,
It's an
not
interesting
strictly
order.
Chinese takeaway. What he picks is Chinese chicken curry, normal chips, and salt and chili chicken.
I didn't know that we had the salt and pepper chips option. You just said I was getting.
You look on the menu, Joe.
I didn't. You didn't even show me the phone.
I ordered you the same thing you've ordered every time we've been to the Chinese.
And it was great.
So what are you whinging about then?
I'm not whinging at all. But there was still Chinese food in there.
But that is his favourite, Adam, so that's what we got him. We didn't get him a Mexico.
Although Mexico is kind of, I don't know, it's calling to me.
Yeah.
It's all I've thought about for a while. I nearly
Is it?
had a
Yeah.
burrito yesterday, but I ate too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adam's enlightened you, hasn't he?
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, it was good. Yeah. Thank you, Evan Tominello. Allies are weird with weird missions to boot would be cool. I think a chart is a good idea. Like before, 2 players against a third larger force is really fun.
I really don't think the chart's
The
a
chart
good idea.
scares me just from what Liam told me about.
Oh, yeah, it's too open to abuse. Like if you have allies locked to a detachment, then there's a lot more control and balance that
wonder.
can be implied.
I wonder, Tom.
Like we know without rules, people will just abuse it.
Yeah.
And because it's such a competitive edition, it will be the worst possible way to
Well,
abuse it.
so when I ran Drakari Quins, and I can still do this detachment now, I took 12 Harlequin bikes, all with haywire guns, and then I took the Solitaire because he was the best option,
Yeah.
and a Death Jester because he could see on objectives and snipe people, and then my Drakari was 3 Ravagers, all with disintegrators, with an Archon that gave them reroll hit rolls and reroll wound rolls of 1.
That's quite good.
Yeah. And then I had a bunch of Venoms with Trueborn, which basically meant I had 2 Splinter Cannons. So every Venom was
is this
putting out...
the actual thing?
Yeah, each Venom was putting out 12 Splinter Cannon shots a turn.
Yeah.
Just flying around it. So it's like, it was just the best of everything.
Yeah, allies, yeah.
Yeah, you can still do that now, but it's not as efficient. But, like, that was, like, the low-key version of, like, the broken allies.
So here's the old allies chart. It's right here. This is a Russian website that sounds like Wikipedia. And on it, it has this
know
allies
this.
chart, right, which Tom hasn't seen before, so I thought it'd be fun to pull this up for the first time.
Without rules, we would get Black Templars librarians.
Yes, well, exactly. And you have the allies
that's
matrix.
a perfect example of someone abusing something.
And down one side, you have the faction icons, and it tells you the down here. And down the other side, you've got the faction icons. So you've got armies of the Imperium, Chaos Demons, Chaos Space Marines, Dark Elder, Eldar, Necrons, Orcs, Tau Empire, Tyrannids. Remembering at this point, we didn't have Genius of the Occult, Votan, etc. Right? And then you have one of 4 icons. You've got green Battle Brothers, you've got orange Desperate Allies, you've got yellow Allies of Convenience, and you've got a cross which says Come the Apocalypse. Okay? It tells you that units that have the following factions are considered to be armies of the Imperium: so Sisters, Guard, Blood Angels, Dark Angels, Grey Knights, Imperial Knights, Inquisition, Space Marines, Space Wolves. And then ally, in some rules presented in Games Workshop publications, the term Eldari is used. This simply means that Eldar, Dark Eldar, Harlequins, Unari, for example, if a rule refers to Eldari model, it means any model with the Eldar, Dark Eldar, Harlequins, Unari faction. Right? It then goes into what they mean. Battle Brothers. So get this, right? Imagine you've got Sisters allied with Blood Angels, for example. Units from the same army that are Battle Brothers treat each other as friendly units for all rules purposes. This means, for example, that units can benefit from the Warlord trait of a Warlord that is a Battle Brother, can be joined by an independent character that is a Battle Brother. Obviously, these are older rules, but think about how this would be implicated in 10th edition.
Of course.
Are counted as being friendly units for the targeting of Battle Brothers' psychic powers, abilities, and so on. Can use special rules to repair hull points, immobilize weapon destroyed results on Battle Brothers vehicles, can use modifiers and rerolls that apply to reserve rolls that are granted by Battle Brothers models, can embark on each other's transport vehicles. You unlock that in this edition, it's fucking broken.
I'd put 3 Bloodthirsters in a World Eater's Rhino.
Right. Desperate Allies, Allies of Convenience, which is the next way down, cannot move within 1 inch of Allies of Convenience, cannot benefit from the Warlord trait, cannot be joined by independent characters, are counted as being friendly units for targeting, are not counted as being friendly units for targeting psychic powers and abilities, cannot use special abilities, cannot use modifiers, etc. Desperate Allies have the one eye open rule, so if you're in a certain range of each other, you roll d6, and a 1 that unit cannot move, manifest psychic powers, shoot, run, or charge, because it's like, I'm a bit frightened of you.
Shaky, yeah.
Count the Apocalypse. Units that will only ally Come the Apocalypse are treated exactly like Desperate Allies, but cannot deploy within 12 inches of each other while they're deploying for battle. So if you think about that top level, though, Battle
The
Brothers,
top one is mental, especially if like, the Imperium has like essentially 20 armies you could combo together.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Do they get an army rule like combined, or like how does that work?
So you get Drakari and Eldar or Eldari are Battle Brothers.
Yeah.
Chaos Space Marines, Chaos Demons are Battle Brothers. Armies of the Imperium are Battle Brothers. That was it, basically. It was mental.
What's the new heresy model?
It was absolutely mental.
Yeah, I don't really want that to come back.
And if you,
the fact that you were even allowed to ally something like Space Marines and Chaos Demons, and they were like whatever,
Desperate Allies, yeah, you could do that.
That's mental.
So
that should not be a thing.
So if you went Chaos Space Marines, for example, and if you went Chaos Space Marines here and Imperium, it was Desperate Allies, Come the Apocalypse.
Yeah.
You didn't get any benefit from each other at all.
Yeah, but you
could
just
do
have
it.
the stuff. You just
could
have to
do it,
not be near each other.
If you deployed more than 12 inches away, because the one eye open, at the start of each of your movement phases, each unit within 6 inches of Desperate Allies must roll a one eye open roll.
Yeah.
On a roll of a 1, it cannot do all the stuff, right?
Yeah, but then
You're too busy watching for betrayal, okay? And then Desperate Allies just moves up to 12 inches.
Yeah.
So you could have a Bloodthirster
this was-
and Gullyman on the same team.
That's insane.
It's mental, isn't it?
Should not ever happen. You could literally just run Eldar and Slanesh on the same fucking team.
Yeah. Again, you'd be
like obviously it's not a great benefit.
But you could put the Avatar on one side of the deployment zone, and you could put Shalaxi Hellbait on the other side of the deployment zone. And
they just look over each other like.
But if you're more than 12 inches away, you don't have to roll the dice.
Yeah.
You just operate. You just work.
And this is when it was still like 6x4 board, wasn't it?
Yup.
You had a lot of space.
Yeah, I think like Dan was running like 18. Well, no, it would have been 30 of the Eldar Wind Rider jet bikes, all with shuriken cannons, because they could all have that. And then he had like 3 drop pods full of stern guard with combi weapons.
That's mental, isn't it?
They don't deploy next to each other. Then
well, because Eldar and Space Marines are allies of convenience.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
So they didn't have any one eye open test.
Yeah.
So that's how I got my Imperial Knights working with my Eldar.
Yeah.
It's stupid. 100% now. Now I'm more deep into the narrative and the fun beer hammer, pretzel hammer type of the game. The stupid combination.
Yeah, the dumb combos, yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Thank you. Limey Panda says, I bloody love the new detachments that encourage our allies. It is the controlling the power level whilst encouraging cool narrative options. This feels like one of the real upsides of the detachments to me.
Yeah,
I 100% agree.
Like
I think the controlling part is the most important part of how they do allies. Because that's just insane. That should never happen again.
This is why I'd be an advocate in 11th edition. I'd be an advocate for if they keep the core rule set as is, which they normally
Probably
do.
will, yeah.
It's very unlikely we get index attachment, index edition, and then index edition straight after. So if that is the case, I would be an advocate for every codex going forward having one extra detachment in it that gives you something ally
Yeah,
with
100%.
a narrative spin on it.
Because I can't think of an army except maybe orcs that wouldn't have some like ally type thing going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, orcs.
I can't think of one for orcs. That's the only one I'm struggling. Unless they brought back the old lore of when there was a group of humans trying to beat orcs.
I think like you could have like 2 war bands, for instance. So you could have like blood axes and
That could be
yeah,
cool.
so like they
even
had
so,
like
yeah.
like they don't they have to take fixed units or something, or like their abilities can't proc off each other. Kind of, it only really works with orc. Like
Orcs
like
is the
Necron's
only
a really
one
weird
that I
one.
can't. Yeah, Necrons.
But if the orc
Maybe.
players who don't typically care about other detachments or armies anyway
No.
had at least decent group of detachments,
Yeah.
then you're like, I don't care if I haven't got an allied detachment because all my detachments are good anyway.
Honestly, orcs have so much stuff already. I think they'll be fine with it.
Yeah, maybe.
And they've had the best codex of the edition, so they're already quite happy.
I can't think of anything for orcs.
Nah. They don't really get on with others, is the thing.
Well, you've got like that
There was
weird.
the-
A Gretchen detachment.
Wasn't
there we
there,
go.
wasn't there the old narrative? I think this is quite old narrative now, but wasn't the old narrative of Khorne orcs? Wasn't that a thing?
Oh, yeah, oh god, what's he? Tusker Demon Killer.
Yes.
Yeah.
I fucking love that. That's
That
still
could
a
be
thing.
cool.
That is still technically like lore.
Yeah.
That could be
where
cool.
he's in the realm of Khorne, just it's
Yeah.
essentially Groundhog Day, but heaven for orcs.
Yeah.
Well, that could be cool.
I'd be down for that. Just like orcs and Khorne demons running about.
Yeah. Is it like where there's like a planet where like it's just orcs and Khorne demons fighting
Yeah, so
each
there was
other,
this,
and
like-
then they all die and then they all come back to life.
Yeah, there was this awesome war boss who killed so many people that Khorne like was like, oh, he's pretty cool. And then he got bored of killing everyone, so he essentially just yeeted himself into the Eye of Terror.
Yeah.
Eventually died because it's the Eye of Terror. And then Khorne just every day resurrects him and his warband to fight all the Khorne demons every day.
That would be fucking cool.
I'm down
as
for
shit.
that. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, there you
That's a
go.
fun
We've
one.
solved it.
Found a problem.
Don't know about
Yeah.
Necrons.
Found
to
a
be
problem.
fair, but
Fixed it immediately.
Well, it's like weird things where like, so you had you had the Fall of Cadia where you had Necrons and Space Marines working together, because obviously the pylons in Cadia are Necron technology. So like Trazan was helping. Like, the Cadians.
Oh,
and
there
stuff.
didn't Necrons team up with Blood Angels
Yeah,
once in
so
like that really random
Yeah,
thing.
to stop the Tyrannids, basically.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
and then basically what happened was the Necrons just fucked off.
Yeah.
before
We
the
That's what
also,
they
Tyrannids.
do.
Yeah.
we also need to remember as well, though, that if this was going to be a thing going forward, it's Games Workshop, and they literally write their own narrative. So if they were like,
Oh, yeah, they
we
could
don't,
easily
we don't have
write
an excuse
something.
for orcs, we'll just write a new story, release
Yeah.
a new story in the codex, and there you go, we've got the narrative for it.
I mean, to be fair as well, the Blood Axes do work with humans sometimes. They're like completely untrustworthy,
Yeah.
but they do try and behave like humans essentially, and occasionally we'll just team up with them for money.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So I said like my place is like a Trazan detachment where he basically yeets his Pokeballs full of stuff. at
That'd be
people.
good fun,
So
wouldn't
you
it?
could be like Cadian unit, Black Templar unit, you know?
Carnifex.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hang on. Yeah.
That's a great chat, please.
That would be really
That
funny,
is the
actually,
cool
yeah.
chat, plays.
There's a really cool bit of Chaos Knight lore where there's one Khorne Chaos Knight who's like essentially just covered in skin, and essentially he's gathered a following of flayed ones that worship him
I love that.
because they think that he's just a really big flayed one essentially.
That's cool as
So you
shit.
could just have like a flayed one Chaos Knight detachment that just loves skin.
I'm into it.
I'm down
Yeah.
for that.
I like chicken skin
Yeah.
Yeah.
and pork skin.
Oh, so good.
We had pork scratchings last night in the Bournemouth market.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
After I'd had festive loaded fries.
Oh yeah.
Chips covered in soft like liquid cheese.
Yeah.
And then on top of that went turkey, pigs in blankets, cranberry sauce, gravy. It was fucking amazing.
I love that. I was too full from my lunch to have my yearly roast dinner in a Yorkshire pudding wrap.
I didn't have the Yorkshire pudding wrap.
It's really good. I've had it last 2-3 years.
Luce went and had it from the pork stand thing.
Yeah.
The slow cooked pork thing.
Yeah.
And then I had churros afterwards.
I had churros.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had 2 made, so I felt sick.
I had 6.
Yeah. I had 6, yeah. And then Tamsin didn't finish hers, so.
Yeah.
So
you
7.
Did. Yeah. So you had more, yeah. And then I said to the boys, do you want churros? They'd never had churros before. And I was trying to explain to them it's just like an unwrapped donut.
Yeah.
And you get to dip it in like liquid chocolate.
Yeah.
And they were like, no. Can we have an ice cream? I was like, it's raining and it's December.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, can we have ice cream? I was like, yeah, all right. So
Yeah.
we went and got them ice creams. We went in the arcade on the seafront.
Oh, yeah.
That's like an old arcade, that.
It's not.
I'm amazed it still exists.
There is, however, a couple of VR games,
Yeah.
which was weird.
Yeah,
There's a VR Space Marine game, I think, in
There
like Nottingham or something.
Yeah.
But I gave
I've not done that.
I gave my
want to.
kids £5 each to go into the arcade.
Yeah.
And then at one point at the end, I was like, "Where the fuck are they? We need to go home." And they're sat there playing Mario Kart, which I wouldn't mind, but they have Mario Kart at home.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I remember we
Mario Kart.
took the children to the arcade when we went on holiday. First thing one of them did, drop the pot of a 10 quid, all in pound coins. And I was like, good, we have 7 now. And it doesn't go far. Pound
They were
coins
there.
in
They were there
arcades.
No.
we were there with my brother and his family as well, and I kept taking the piss of his missus because I think it was my niece likes the little I think your favourite, Joe, the little 2p
I
machines.
fucking love a 2p pusher.
I
So
do
she
quite
was,
like
so
those.
she was dropping £1 coin in the 2p pusher. Every time I walked past her, there was these fucking 2p's coming out again. I was like, "Oh, you've won again!"
Yeah.
She's like, "Fuck off."
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Anyway, side aside, sorry.
Thank you, Lively Panda, for 5 good memberships.
Thank you, Lively Panda. You're a legend.
I hope that you win a £5 note off a 2p pusher next time you go to the arcade. Normally they weigh them down with lots of 2p's so they don't move.
Yeah.
Or someone's accidentally left something incredible in the claw machine.
The claw.
Claw. I've not won on a claw machine in ages.
How often do you go?
So whenever I go to my mum's, it's near my house, near the beach, so we tend to go like every other time to the arcade, and then we spend about 20 quid and then walk away with our 4 quid's worth of prizes, which is normally just sweets. And I'm like, could I just save money and bought the sweets?
Yeah.
Yeah. But thank you, Tech the Unknowing. Getting flashbacks of Eldar Tau list. Yeah, the Triptide triple Wraith Knight was.
Oh, my
So
two.
was it 3 Riptides, 2 Wraith Knights, wasn't it? I think was the optimum.
I think so.
Then other units.
I don't think I'd play that game. I think I'd just walk away.
Yeah.
My 2 least favourite things on the same table.
It was awful,
I
mate.
didn't
Yeah.
do the last 4. So at Warhammer Fest, and Warhammer Fest, last tournament ever of 7th edition, I was full out of 40k. I played the Heresy tournament. I remember walking around just being a little bit sick in my mouth at like times. Like, 3 Riptides and 30 Eldar jet bikes, and
God, people
and
say
a Wraith
like
Knight.
10th is super gamey, but that sounds way
Yeah.
worse.
Well, the worst one was like there was like a Chaos army that had like it was always fucking Riptides. It was Riptides, right? That was deployed right in the corner, and then they have like, I've got 200 cultists.
We're having
That were just spread out across the table in these massive, long 20-man conga lines.
we're having this problem that we also are having with my football club at the moment as well.
Yeah.
People have incredibly fucking short memories.
Yeah.
Right? And when people are whinging about the gaminess of 10th edition, I'm like, Games Workshop has got a level of control on it right now.
Yeah.
Like, let's
I
take
think
you
it's-
back to the peak of 7th when it was no holds barred, do what you want, free shit everywhere, invisibility, D-weapons, and now tell me that you think that this is a feels bad edition.
The
I
untargeted.
didn't even play 7th or 8th, and I've heard about like stuff you literally can't hit from Eldar.
People
or,
have
like,
very short memories,
yeah.
Tom.
Yeah.
I mean, even 9th edition was mental
Yeah.
for a lot of it.
There was
Like, every codex had come out, and this is just breaking the meta again.
I can't remember if it was 7th edition or late. I think it was 7th edition where one of the psychic powers was summoning, and every army in the game that had a psyker could summon demon units for free.
So you just have a bunch of guys just summoning shit.
Yeah, so you could have 3 Space Marine librarians on the table, all summoning units.
Summoning
demons.
What, demons?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus
And
Christ.
it was horrible.
That's so
You
stupid.
could have a demon army that basically, you had 2,000 points of demons. By the end of the game, you'd have 6,000 points of demons on the table.
My attitude of 10th edition over the course of the last 3 to 6 months is pivoting into I'm actually starting to really enjoy myself and having fun with it.
I feel like there's been a bit of a shift in rules writing at that time as well.
There has been, definitely. So that has helped. But also, I've done a lot of looking back at older editions.
Yeah.
And although I bought a bunch of the old Eldar codexes off of eBay.
Yeah.
And although there's a huge nostalgia hit and I really miss some of it, I'm also looking at it going, fucking hell.
This was
imagine
not
that
okay.
now.
Or it was like you bring a Sky Shield landing pad, you put 2 Land Raiders on it, then through Technomancy, pick up, not Technomancy, you basically, what is the land one, basically, where Terramancy, what it's called, where you pick up your Sky Shield landing pad, move it 12 inches.
With the Land Raiders on it.
With the Land Raiders on it. And then the Land Raiders could then drive, because this was done in the phase before the Magic phase, drive their 12 inch, and then you could get out and charge people.
This is why I don't miss the Psychic phase.
Well,
the thing is that the problem is that the Psychic phase was fine until they broke it with stupid
the Psychic phase
spells.
I like the Psychic phase. Jonathan Richardson says Eldar D sides. So the Eldar D weapons, right, had the distort rule.
What's that?
So a 1 to wound, nothing happens.
Yeah.
A 2 to a 5, it did other things.
2 to 5 was strength.
It was like normal wounding.
Strength 12.
No, didn't go above 10.
Strength 10, was it? Strength 10, AP 1.
Yeah, which was the best AP you could get in a game.
Instant death.
And if you rolled a 6, you just remove the model from play.
Yeah.
So a D scythe were a flamer template. So you used to put the template
Oh
over
my
it.
God.
Didn't have to roll a wound. Roll your wounds. R6s, remove them. Just take them off.
Just don't, shame on, mate.
And it's like, and the reason why everyone took Wraith Knights is that Wraith Knights and Imperial Knights basically did stomp attacks in combat, and basically a stomp attack was basically like D3 small blast templates that you placed in feet in contact of the base, and everyone was a D hit.
Yeah.
Right. And basically, I quit 7th edition when a Wraith Knight runs into 3 Mauler Fiends and goes, cool, I've hit 3 of them with 2 bases.
Tap dance.
Yeah. I've rolled a 6, so those 2 are dead. Right. Oh, I've rolled a 5,
Fucking
strength
hell.
10, AP 1, so you don't get a save, it's dead. And I was like, cool, I'm done.
Yeah,
It was
I
like
get that.
people used to take the Wraith Knights with the double D weapons because the cannons, you basically be like, I can actually do this at ranged as well.
Yeah.
Bang, you're gone.
Yeah, like D,
So,
D didn't really exist in Heresy, that's why I kind of went, but there were things that could do D, which was the Shadow Sword, and super heavy vehicles, when they tank shocked, could do a D hit.
the
Basically.
temp's looking alright is what I'm hearing.
That's what I'm
looking
saying.
great.
Like if you,
Pretty happy.
If you compare some of 10th to the end of 9th, where I felt like they dialed 9th in and it got to a really good place, okay, it feels like it's a bit shitter. If you compare 10th to some of 7th edition, 10th is gloriously good.
Yeah.
Very,
You
very
actually
good.
play a game.
There was a detachment for Space Marines in 7th edition
There's so much.
where you didn't have to pay for transports.
Yes.
So you just bring 20 transports and
Yes.
just like not.
Yeah,
okay.
so you basically, and Space Marines were so cheap.
If it was Razorbacks, you had to pay for the weapon upgrade.
yeah,
no.
but so the heavy bottle came free, but the las cannon was 10 points.
So you
So
made 10
10
points
points for a fucking last
Yeah,
cannon.
for a Razorback.
So
And
you
a
bring
Razor-
an
oh,
entire
Jesus
Space
Christ.
Marine battle company in 2,000 points,
Yeah.
which is 3 heavy weapon teams, 3 assault squads, 6 infantry squads. You can fit command squads in there as well. Every unit had a Razorback
Or
Yeah.
a Rhino.
or a Rhino.
That's insane.
So, but you bought tactical squads, you only bought 5-man units, so
Yeah,
they
yeah.
came with a Razorback. And then basically you had essentially 12, 15 Razorbacks. So that was 15 twin-linked heavy bolters.
That
at
was
the
that
time.
was if you didn't choose Skyhammer Annihilation Force,
Yeah.
which let you drop pod turn 1 and get out and shoot straight away.
Yeah.
Oh, bro. Yeah.
It was mad.
What a time.
Seventh was mad.
Yeah.
And I'm
And
like, 7th, a lot of people go, 7th was my favorite. And 7th, I've always said the 7th is my favourite edition because I look back on it with nostalgia.
Yeah,
but
rose-tinted
when you,
gold.
yeah, absolutely. When you
Yeah.
compare, but again, it's one of those things, isn't it? If you're playing an edition like that with friends, you can actually have a load of fun with it.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
If you're playing that edition competitively,
I don't
my
think
God.
I would go to a tournament with those rules, to be honest. That just sounds like a sad time.
It was a time where, like, if a heavy weapon moved, it could only hit on a 6 kind of thing because it could snap shoot, and like you could only charge at what you shot. kind of thing. Split fire didn't really exist.
Yeah, so basically like
Yeah.
Horus Heresy now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
There we go.
bonkers.
Should we go to the next one?
Dan Fitton, wishing all at the Liam Dempsey a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Thank you very much. What a legend.
Thank you.
Also, we should mention, because it's a big deal, John McArdle is currently half as good as Will Stewart.
But he...
Because he gifted 50 memberships, Joe.
What a hero.
Half a hero.
Half a hero.
Well, if Will's a hero,
Yeah.
he did 100. John's half a hero.
Yeah. Also, he's
Love you, John.
two-timing us with other channels.
He went to Titans.
Yeah.
He was on last night, wasn't he?
He did bingo.
Yeah.
He did do bingo. Thanes bingo. You've
Yeah.
not heard of this?
No.
The Thanes made a bit. So this is so
Is
many.
this why he said Vanguard tactics at one point?
Yes, there's so many reasons. There's so many reasons to be a Thanes. There's loads of benefits and bonuses, but part of it is because they're all a mental bunch of lunatics who I love.
Oh,
He
yeah.
made a John McArdle bingo card, which he was aware of before he went on
He
Thanes.
signed up for this.
And on that bingo card, they put 4x4 squares, and every square had a thing on it.
Yeah.
So not a cult was one of them, and dead
Oh,
cord was
yeah, okay.
etc. 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 Right? And they basically were just trying. He was trying to get the phrases in, and they were trying to eat the phrases out of him using super chats. And I think he got 2 full lines on the bingo card, almost a
Nice.
full house.
Nice.
Join Thanes get bingo. I said to them today, I said, you could, if you wanted to, create a Thanes bingo thread in the WhatsApp community. I'll instruct all of the team members that no one's allowed to join it.
Yeah.
And if we do that, they can play bingo every game stream if they want.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
It sounds fun.
Sounds
I'm
pretty,
into it, yeah.
Pretty tight.
So, thank you, John.
Thank you, Brennan Duck.
You just not
Does
getting
John
hope.
not get a
Oh,
wish?
John,
Are you that salty about him going on Titans?
No,
Fucking-
I hope, John,
Joe just wants to play Heresy
that
again.
you come here to England within the next 3 months and Liam buys you a Mexico.
I'll buy Mexico. But I feel like English people buying Mexican food for American people who can just like pop down and get it from Mexico is probably not. I don't know. I don't know where is he? He's like Washington, isn't he? So
It's still a drive, isn't it?
quite distance for him,
Yeah, it's
actually.
quite far.
But he's currently in California. There's a lot of decent Mexican food places in California.
Yeah.
Because I've been,
well done.
and I don't think Mexico will quite like stand up to it.
Well, for me, who's never been to
Don't say
America or Mexico, right, I've never been to Mexico or America, so Mexico is my best.
It is,
really, right, at this
Best
point.
in Southampton,
you know,
apparently.
and it's better than a burrito from KFC. So,
I mean, of course.
yeah.
Who's going to? Oh, should we order KFC today?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
cool.
Take the basketball back.
Jesus
Full sack, like
Christ.
50 members.
We go for a record Liam
literally,
and Joe show.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Actually, we're not because of the week I was sick.
Yeah.
So.
I hope, John, that for Christmas. 51. I hope, John, that for Christmas you don't have to travel to see family. All your family comes to you, but you don't have to provide food or drink for any of them.
Oh, okay. That's quite a good
That's
one for John.
not bad,
I
yeah.
think he likes that one.
Yeah. This year I'm doing Christmas Day at home and then doing the travelling afterwards.
Did he win the Heresy last night?
I don't know.
know, probably.
It was late. They kicked off at 11 p.m.
Yeah, I
last
started
night.
He is
watching
the
it, but it was a bit
Heresy.
late.
Yeah.
John is the heresy. Yeah.
I'll add on, John. I hope that my Night Lords are ready for when you come over. And you need to bring Dark Angels so we can do Dark Angels versus Night Lords cool narrative game.
That'd be cool.
I do love that man. He's one of my favourite humans. We need to sort your. Have you got a passport?
No. I do. I own one that is out. It's out of date.
So you
So
don't.
no.
No.
So we need to get you a passport sorted because I'm going to take you over to America next year.
Yeah.
Is my intent.
Thank you.
Joe on tour.
Well, we can make it a business expense.
Oh,
we can go to
yeah, that's
Nova.
true.
If we go to Nova, Joe gets to do a bit of touristy American stuff, but it becomes a business trip. So
That'd be
you know,
cool.
lost a pulling. Oh, that's a shame.
But didn't you provide both armies? So technically
You have
won.
to though. You have to though, John. Otherwise, he throws a right little childish temper tantrum in his little cot in the corner.
Ooh.
I fucking love Brian.
I
as
like
well,
to
JP.
imagine that there is a giant cot in the corner.
Yeah,
Or just for Brian.
He does that
Yeah.
like child's play thing where it's like a nappy and a dummy. And
I fucking love Brian. He was the last person officially to swear on Titans because he said shit during the 10 days of 10th edition at the launch.
Nice.
Until last night. Isn't that true, John?
Oh, did John break it?
Don did a swear.
I
How?
hope
What
John
level of a swear?
dropped the C bomb.
He said fuck.
Oh,
But it was like whispered down his microphone, but the Thanes heard it because they were wearing headphones.
They're all there with their bingo cards. Like,
he said it!
he said it.
It was 100%, that's what
Yeah,
happened. Bingo, you did it! Yeah, there we
I
go.
love that.
Okay.
Oh, I missed it.
Did you swear on their channel?
No.
Oh,
Well, no. So I said.
how do you manage that?
I said either Jesus Christ or goddamn, one of the two.
You're not allowed to say that?
And they were like, you can't curse. I was like, that's not
not
cursing.
That's
I
on
love
the-
how Americans
that-
think that's cursing.
That's on The Simpsons. That's not cursing.
yeah. So I was like,
You
that's
know?
not cursing. Like, that's not.
Yeah, you've got to do it off like the way they rate films, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was really, really, really
Yeah.
low. What was?
Like, if you look at like Guardians of the
way you
Galaxy,
said it.
Guardians of the Galaxy's
Yeah.
got a swear word in it. They say fuck.
They
and that's
do.
like a PG.
Who
say it
saw
once.
Titans before John? Brian. Brian did it. On 10th day, the 10th editions, he said the word shit.
Christ.
He said, I can't do shit because he was losing the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He must have been really stressed.
I mean, he basically owns the channel, so he's allowed to.
Yeah, I feel like he do what he wants on that.
Yeah. The start of 10th edition, let's be honest, start of 10th edition was the Wild West. You know.
Oh,
Yeah,
I tried
crazy
to
land.
forget the start of Thames, to be honest.
John, thank you for the 101
Thank you.
gifted, mate. You're absolutely
You're a
legend.
hero. Thank you, Brendan Duck. Feels nothing like Tau / Elder. Love the new theme detection, mixing things up. That should mix. Yeah, I think that's what we want from the new detachments is that you have things that make sense. Like I think they did the Allies Matrix for Agents of the Imperium really, really well, actually, because they're an army that can ally into any Imperium army, but the amount of units you get are limited on the size of the game. So in Strike Force, you get 2 retinue units,
Yeah,
2
okay.
characters,
So there's restrictions on it again.
and 1.
Restrictions is the name of the game, really,
yeah.
of Allies, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, if you don't have that, it's just insanity.
And it makes sense. So that means that like you could take a Death Watch kill team and a Watch captain and a Corvus Black Star, you know? So
That's pretty cool.
And there's narrative sense that because Death Watch kill teams are normally sent out as a one-man, as one unit, you know?
yeah.
They just go off and deal with a thing, and they've got a character to lead them.
Yeah,
So in
like
a
Space
guard
Marine
army
2.
makes cool narrative sense.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Yeah.
I
And,
like it.
To be honest,
Yeah.
though, I basically just see the Callous Assassin if there's a ally from Imperial Agents.
I did Eversor Assassin.
Eversor's pretty cool.
I like the Eversor in armies that don't have a really good combat option. So in Guard, the Eversor fits in quite nicely because they've got shooting down, you know?
Yeah, they're doing alright with that.
We're doing okay.
Yeah, so like having an Eversor Assassin that could just go like, wah! And then run off and kill something and then explode.
my
and then
favourite
he's done.
assassin.
Yeah. He's
Although
the fun
Yeez.
assassin.
I know I love, and even if it's just for Dave in chat, I'd love to one day see if we can put. I mean, we'd need significantly more infantry, but I reckon if you swarm the table with guard bodies and just try melee, it could be a laugh.
Yeah.
I know you're winning most.
120 Katachan.
Yeah, I know you're winning most things on 5s and 6s, but it could be funny, couldn't it?
We just need to provide it with. If we're going to do Catachans, I want only metal ones. If we're doing Catachan army now,
Jesus.
I'll sell
A kidney?
my one function.
If we ever do a Catachan army, just because they've just released new plastic Catachan models, I'll be
and I'll
honest
be
with
all
you.
over it.
Yeah.
You'll be like, are these painted or is it just man milk?
New Katachan is probably the only way that I'd be interested in Guard.
Or the command squad's not terrible, but
I've seen a couple people at Warhammer World. There's a guy at Warhammer World with a beautiful Catachan army, and it's made out of 2 kits: the command squad and the heavy weapons team.
yeah.
It's just repeat, but he's done a really, really good job. But it's got loads of sentinels and a couple like hellhounds and stuff. But it's like it only works with those 2 kits. But the problem is those kits are starting to age as well. They need
Surely Katachan's on the kill team list.
100%.
It's like the most.
That's not me
it's
saying
like-
100% that it's happening, but if
No,
there
this
was
is
going
just
to be a guards
speculation.
kill
But like,
team,
if you were going to do a kill team, you do Katachan, surely. Like,
I was surprised. I was genuinely surprised I did Krieg ahead of Catachan.
yeah, I feel like
And Kazakin ahead of Catachans. Actually, Kazakin kind of makes sense.
Kazakin's kind of cool. Yeah,
It's like an elite force.
I think Krieg is kind of a weird choice for a kill team. Honestly, I feel like that's not really their vibe.
I feel like the Krieg kill team was 100% to fight the Chinese market of Rika. Because every time you saw Krieg model, every time you
But
saw...
why was it needed to go into kill team? You could have just released a box of Krieg.
Krieg,
I
but then
think-
you would know.
I
But then you
think-
can't charge £10 more.
Yeah. As a standalone infantry unit, it doesn't make sense to just go, here's a random Krieg boxer. It would have if you're going to release a random infantry squad, you go Catachan.
But they make more sense as kill team.
Yeah.
Because they are a team that kills.
What we want for a kill team is Tanith.
I feel
That's
like
what I want. That's all I want for Kill
I
Team
feel like
Games
what would,
Workshop.
and I personally don't love catachans. I much prefer Krieg. So from my perspective, I'm 100% happier that they went plastic Krieg. But when they're already selling resin Krieg and no one likes the current plastic catachans, and you're talking kill team, I just feel like instead of releasing the veteran guardsmen as Kriegers, doing that as catachans would have just made a lot more sense.
Oh, yeah.
And it would have been a better overall decision. I don't necessarily completely disagree with what you're saying about countering the alternative ways of gaining Kriegers apart from the ridiculously priced Forge World ones. I don't think that's.
I mean, yeah,
they'll have an eye on that. Of course they will. They're not stupid.
Yeah.
But I just don't think it made sense as a kill team necessarily for Krieg over catachans.
Yeah.
But then I also feel like you've got the perfect kill team already in existence for Astra Militarum. Gaunt's Ghosts.
Yeah.
That's a kill team. Everyone does something a bit different. That's a kill team.
I've said it so many times, it's a license to print money if they did the Tanith kill team.
I agree with you.
Because I'd be like, cool, 6, done. 6 boxes, sold. How do I get more?
And again, I'm not unhappy because I fucking love Krieg, so I'm so glad they've not only got a kill team box, but they've got a kill team box with loads of options in it, which is really nice.
Yeah.
It just, for me, it doesn't make sense.
I mean, yeah, we got fucking Rattlings before we got Catachan.
Yeah.
Which
That was a
I
kill
like.
team.
But it's...
I like Rattlings.
But
yeah.
I think games that's the Rattlings was Games Workshop's way of fighting, getting
I
rid
will-
of the Finecast.
I will say as well, though, if they continue, and we'll have to wait and see what happens in the new year whenever the Astra Militarum Codex is coming. If, however, Kazakin, Krieg Infantry, Rattlings, Aquilans all stay kill team, and they don't bring them out in individual boxes, then Games Workshop are a pack of cunts. And the reason why I say that is because what they've done is they've started reboxing all the kill teams to include all the cards.
Yeah.
No problem with that for the new edition of Kill Team. That's fine.
Yeah.
But they put the price up for every box.
Yeah.
So if you get to a point where a 60 or 70 point unit of infantry and guard, or I think Rattlings might be even cheaper, is £42.50 because it's a kill team box that includes cards, pack of cunts. Because it's the only way you can get them for your guard army.
Yeah.
The only way. Aquilans, which we're currently seeing are incredibly popular. Kriegers, who are going to be popular because if the new Krieg army box comes out,
you have to get them.
They're going to want them for their infantry squads.
I think they're already really popular just because of Krieg.
Rattlings have been a staple in guard armies for forever. They'll be popular because they're Rattlings.
Yeah.
What was the other one?
Kazakin.
Kazakin.
Yeah,
Which have
Kazakin.
also been
Which were broken in 9th, everyone already owns 30.
I'm so glad I already have that.
So tell me I'm wrong that's a dick move if you continue to
That's
charge
kinda,
over
yeah, like-
£40 for each of
when
that
it's
unit.
They're just farming money off guard players, aren't
when
they?
it's your baseline
They started it with Orcs as well.
when it's your baseline infantry unit, I think it's like a bit of a dick move. When it's
Yeah, I
an
don't
elite,
like that.
when it's an elite infantry unit, it's easier pill to swallow, isn't it? You're like, I've got Rattlings, but they're a kill team, Or I need Striking Scorpions, but they're a kill
Yeah,
team.
because you might just have like one unit of Rattlings in your
Yeah.
army. You're probably not as salty about that.
Although-
but when it's like the Krieg infantry guys, they're a kill team. That's like your battle line.
I'd also
guys,
love,
innit?
I'd also love to know how they're going to differentiate the data for sales as well. Oh, look at this! Fucking kill team's
Well,
really
that's
popular.
the weird thing, isn't it?
Is
Like
it?
Yeah.
the kill team thing kind of spits in the face of like the siloing of Games Workshop that we've talked about in the past, where they want to be able to record the different metrics for each game system based on sales. And when you've got kill team units, which are a staple guard unit, it's going to make the kill team sales look way higher than they should be, right? Which makes kill team look more popular, which means they're going to invest
Kill
more
team
in it.
definitely makes more
And
money
then-
off 40k
yeah,
players than
and
kill
then-
team players.
Yeah,
Without doubt.
Yeah,
Without doubt.
Kill team players aren't buying 3 boxes of Kazakin, are
Well,
they?
let's be honest
No.
with you. So you can take Krieg as battle line.
Yeah.
And you can take them in squads of 20.
Yeah.
Now, my narrative brain, having listened to Krieg a few times, doesn't want a ton of Lehman Russes and tanks and stuff. I want artillery pieces and I want fucking massed infantry. So you could legitimately, and be well within points,
Yeah.
run 120 infantry Kriegers as battle line.
Yeah.
6 units of 20, right?
Yeah.
I think it's fucking cool, quite
And
honestly.
then just artillery at the back.
But to do that, you're talking 12 boxes
Yeah.
at 45 quid a box.
Yeah.
Right? So 90
damn.
is, and then 690s, so 90, 180, 270, doubled 470, 540 quid for just your infantry.
Wait, the thing is though, how many points how many pounds is a unit of Orc boys?
It's about 30.
It's hell?
Yeah.
It must be 30 something, 37.
Yeah, to be honest,
probably.
you can still buy the old ones and it's 20.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The average like 10-man unit now is like between 30 to 35 pounds if you buy it straight from GW.
Yeah.
That's mad.
I just think, and what are you going to do at that point if you do go down that route? Which I'd love to one day stand there and field 120 Kriegers, just go war of attrition, eat it. Like it's fucking cool.
I've got four
with artillery shells coming over the top, but. At that point, I'm also going to end up with fucking 12 sets of kill team cards I'm never going to use.
Yeah.
I've got. Well, the thing is, though, I think you're probably going to be seeing quite a spike of kill team cards on eBay.
Oh, yeah, do you think?
Yeah, but they'll be going for 50p a set because there'll be so many of them.
Yeah. I've got 4 squads of infantry for my guards. I'm not doing any more.
No, you're done. 40 max, yeah?
40 max, because one for each house of the cards.
But you're also a person who much prefers mechanised infantry and stuff like that, don't you?
Yeah, I've got...
So when Liam hands you 120 Krieg to build and paint, what are you going to say?
Yes. Because...
It's a job.
I want to do it.
Oh, you would do it?
We've got a lot of Resin Krieg back there,
yeah.
which I am probably, after this stream, going to go and have a little rummage through anyway.
Yeah.
Because I want to see what's in there.
I know we've got maximum number of old Death Riders.
Yeah.
I know we've also got maximum number of old artillery batteries. So you could take the Earthshaker batteries that weren't the tanks, just the stationary batteries. You could take them in units of 3. I've got 9 out there unbuilt.
So I'm tempted to...
oh yeah.
Just
we went a bit mad on Krieg until I started working with the Resin and went, what have I done?
What I
hate
want
it.
to see is a Legends list from Forge World. Mainly because we've got a bunch of Forge World tanks out back. And we've got 3 of every bloody plane, but not Valkyries or...
But what tanks out back could you not use as a proxy in the current codex?
What's the big-ass Krieg transport?
Not the Malcador. Because I've got 3 Praetor assault launchers. The Gorgon trans.
What's a Gorgon?
Have you seen the giant Praetor assault launchers about that big, and they've got this massive rocket thing that comes out the back? Have you seen those?
I don't know if I've actually seen them.
I'll show you later because I've got one built in there. I've got 3 of those.
We've got 3 Gorgons. We've got 3 Gorgons as well.
What's a Gorgon?
A Gorgon transports 60 infantry.
60.
The Praetor assault launchers might be the only ones I'm like, no, I'll keep them for me because it's artillery. You can have all the Death Riders, but I'll keep all the Earthshaker batteries.
Yeah.
Because what I can do with the Earthshaker batteries now, arguably, is you could buy the heavy weapons teams, in the future, you could buy the heavy weapons teams or the big fucking piece they showed, that one with the base that's the size of a dinner plate, and you could probably make them on little 28mm bases and use them with the Earthshaker batteries.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm getting excited now. We're off topic. Come on, Joe, carry on.
What we need is that. What we need is that trench system that I sent you the link to.
The 3D printed one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will do. We will do.
Trench board.
How much terrain have we currently got unbuilt, unpainted in this building?
Thank you, Take the Unknowing. Thank you, Take the Unknowing, for 5 gifted memberships. I hope that someone gives you a fully painted Krieg army. Well painted, not shit. You want it well painted, don't you? If someone's going to give you.
Keith says 12 boxes for kill team. That's 1,300 Australian dollars.
Do you need food, really?
That's fucking mad.
When you live in a country where snakes and spiders come out of your toilet and chlamydia bears drop on your head,
Fucking what?
£1,300 is way too much.
What's a chlamydia bear?
Bears drop on your head.
Koalas.
What are you talking about?
Koala bears. They've got chlamydia.
Have they?
Yeah.
Why have they got chlamydia?
Someone had an interesting day, I imagine. But
is this an actual thing, or are you just chatting shit?
He might be chatting shit.
Yeah, not all koala bears have chlamydia.
Just the ones you've touched.
Yeah, I've never been to Australia. Yeah. Keith, I'm right? Right. Yeah.
Right?
That's how you get chlamydia, is it koalas hump your face.
Do the Solar Auxilia Lima Rust tanks come with side sponsons on the kit?
I think so.
I think they do. I think they got the whole lot.
I'm not seeing sponsors. Someone in chat who's ever built a Solar Auxilia
I
plastic
think
tank.
they do.
Because none of the images are showing side sponsors.
Is it Lehman Rust?
Yeah.
I swear they do, because I thought a bunch of guard players were really into it.
Because they, for me, are perfect Krieg tanks.
The Mars Krieg pattern, basically.
Yeah, because they've got the trench guards at the back.
Yeah.
Someone in chat, if you've bit, they don't. Why? why Games Workshop?
Keith says there is a thing
Yeah.
with it.
Mine is the face humping.
Why would you do that to me? I want to use those as my
No one else is
Krieg
saying
tank.
they don't. Oh, no, that's for the tank.
You can buy a 3D printed
I don't like
internal
3D
sponsor.
printing. I know that I've seen the internal sponsors. I've seen what you've got to do to get them fitted, and I would rather fucking suck off a camel than try and do that, quite frankly.
Yeah. I'm going to go for a Wii.
It's really sad because the old Mars pattern Russes had sponsons that came with them. I never fitted them on my tanks that are out there because I don't like the way sponsons look. But then,
Well, there you go. You don't have sponsons.
yeah, but they're free weapons.
Yeah.
Now you just go, they're all multi-melters.
Yes, that is true.
Can the front one be a multi-melter?
No, that's
So then I can't do that. I can't not have a visual representation. So if the front sponson could be a multi-melter, I'd be like, cool, it just shoots 3 times. Right?
Yeah.
I've got sponsons, it shoots 3 times, fine. Okay, no worries. But if the front one has to be a las cannon and I've got no multi-melter sponsons, I'm like, well, I can't be that guy now that goes, got no sponsons, but they've got 2 multi-melters. I need a visual representation.
Yeah, I get that.
Has Joe turned his mic off? But he's taking it off. Okay, good, right. I need to have an actual visual representation because they've got the Solar Auxilia Basilisk.
The Solar
which is
Auxilia
cooler.
stuff is really cool.
The Malcadors, I need to look at the size, but you might even be able to run them instead of Rogel Dawns.
I love the Malcador's the one with the funny tank on the back, isn't it? The fuel tank or something.
One of them has that, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a fiery Malcador that
I
has
love that one.
So the Malcador has side sponsons, and if you can put heavy... Oh, I don't know. It's interesting. I need to... It's going to be interesting, this, because I was like, now they've brought them out in plastic, I feel like this is the way I want to run them for the Krieg, but I guess if they don't have sponsons, I might just not take sponsons, just be like, cool, I'm losing out on loads of multi-melters.
Yeah. I mean, you can still do Krieg without the Lehman Russes, I guess.
Just because I'm one of those people, I'm one of those sad players who's like, I'd rather the aesthetic was right than I get extra rules.
Yeah.
So I might end up doing that, to be fair. Right, where did he get to? Let's have a look, shall we? Let's have a look, Mr. the Tom, where he got to. Oh, no, it won't let me go up as high enough. Let's have a look. Oh, he's got loads to do. He's so far behind. Did he thank Tank for his 5 gifted memberships?
I don't think so.
What do you think of points per weapon? I miss it. I miss the old. What's the word? What's the word that I'm looking for?
What, points for weapons?
Yeah, granular. I miss the old granular points.
Yeah, I kind of do. I mean, most of the armies I play don't really get affected by it because worldies don't really have options.
Fair.
Yeah.
Did you thank Tank for 5 gifted and wish him something? I don't think you did.
No, I said Tank gets... I said Tank gets a fully painted free Krieg army.
Oh, was that him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay.
Because who doesn't want
Cool.
that?
Will, thank you for the $20. I wanted to thank you guys. With part of my Christmas bonus, I lost my dad a few months ago. One of my last memories of him is him laughing as we watched you play, and I tried to explain the rules. Can't thank you all enough for that. I can't thank you enough for 100 gifted memberships before the stream even started, mate.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah.
I'm glad we were at least able to give you that memory. Like we do a lot to try and showcase rules and new detachments. We try and get rules right. We try and play the game well. We try and play the game to a pretty high standard. Joe is particularly tireless in trying to make tables look pretty, so that we show people how you could play the game. He does the majority, if not all, of our painting because we try and set standard. We try and put out a high quality production on the whole whilst being ran and produced by idiots. But it's 4K, it's nice cameras. We do all these things, but actually, ultimately, and I say this to the guys all the time, the main job we try and do is to just flat entertain people and to be a bit of escapism away from that real world out there that's a bit shit at times. Losing family is a bit shit. Hopefully we gave you some escapism with him, what you could enjoy, and hopefully, we've entertained afterwards as well. You don't need to ever thank us for it, though. It's quite literally our job at this point. But thank you for the $20. Thank you for the 100 members, and I'm glad we gave you that memory. And I hope things are starting to calm down. Losing family is shit. So I do hope things are starting to calm down. We are, however, and you're in the Thanes as well, what I can say for the Thanes specifically, but not just the Thanes, Discord in general has mental health threads and stuff, is that the guys around this channel in general, I'm not just talking the team, I'm talking the regular viewers, are fucking wonderful people. Absolutely wonderful people. And if you ever need to talk, there's always someone there, which is quite frankly a bit of a miracle in this modern day and age. when everyone online just wants to shout at each other and call each other names. So, we just do it in person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I hear you guys talking about granular points?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not going to go into detail. Someone asked a question because I was talking about the sponsons.
So I only want to see granular points in one specific area. Is that I want to see it in number of models in a unit.
I agree with that.
Right?
I agree
because
with that.
we've already got the rule of for every 5, for every 10. That already exists. So if you've got 5 models in a unit, you get a special weapon. If you've got 10, you get another special weapon or a different type of special weapon, right? So if you pay the points to have 5 guys and you go, oh, I've got 20 points spare, I'll add an extra intercessor, or you go, I'm going to add an extra Chaos Space Marine, I don't get a second las cannon because that's like...
Yeah, because it's only 5.
Because it's 5, right? What it means is that when you open the situation, I got 1,970 points. I've already got 3 enhancements. So,
oh yeah, I've done so many lists where I'm like, I've literally got 30 points left over. If I could just change the one squad by like one guy, I'd be done.
I've got a unit here with 5 guys in. It's now 7.
Yeah, if I don't really mind the free weapon stuff, but the squad sizes is very annoying.
That's all I want.
I take your point. I'm not going to complain too much right now because I'm like, this is what it is, and I'll play it.
Yeah.
I think part of my problem is I don't, like I was saying to you when you were saying to Tom when you were in the bathroom, Jay. If I'm running, so I was looking at those Solo Auxilia Lehman Russes because I think they look more Kriegy. What I don't really want to have to do is buy a Solo Auxilia Lehman Russ and a normal Lehman Russ and I don't want to have to do that. But if I build that Lehman Russ with the las cannon on the front because you can't take a front-mounted multi-melter, I need to have, it doesn't have to be sponsons, I need to have a visual representation that it can fire a multi-melter.
What I'd like to see with the guard tanks going forward is what they did with the Tau crisis suits, right? So instead of having one specific unit of crisis suits, they split them into 3, and they've got 3 different weapon loadouts.
3 data sheets.
3 data sheets, but one's got like plasma missiles, one's got flamers, something else, and one's got...
I don't mind that.
Right, so what I'd like to see with the guard tanks is you've got a Vanquisher, right? It sits at the back of the table. It's got a hull-mounted las cannon, no sponsor weapons. You've got a Demolisher. It's a siege tank, so it's got the Demolisher cannon, multi-meters on the side, las cannon
I'm not against it. I actually, if you're going to do it to Tau players, I don't see any reason why you wouldn't do it to guard players.
If you did it to the guard tanks...
But you also just piss a load of people off.
They piss... You piss... Games
they
Workshop...
can't not piss people off.
Games Workshop will piss everyone off with every codex release that comes out. They'll piss everyone off.
Because if they go back to
release.
granular points for stuff now, everyone's be like, oh, but I built all my tanks in 10th edition based off the free weapons.
So this is a conversation I've had with Dan a couple of times, and Dan spouted about it a lot, and is that 10th edition is the edition of loss, right? Above anything else, we've lost more in this edition than we have any other time.
What, in terms of units?
In terms of units and characters and Forge World units, so much stuff has just gone, right? The edition started by losing every single Horus Heresy unit available to your army, right? Every time a codex comes out, we've lost units, we've lost special characters. We need to have an in memoriam at every year
at the end of the year
for like who we've lost. Of just sad pictures with sad music.
What about all those Blood Angels captains you gained?
We gained, but we lost. You lost like Tycho, you lost Corbulo, you lost Seth.
Captain Badra, R.I.P.
Like every time a codex comes out, everyone's like, oh, you spent at least like £1,000 in Forge World in the last like 5 years.
It's
worthless. Everything's a paperweight.
Dreadclaw drop pod.
So I think Games Workshop, if they're going to piss people off, you do it now. 10th edition goes, and then we go into 11th edition, and it's all just good.
Do you think they're just like clearing the way for new stuff, basically?
I think so.
Yeah.
They're just making space and getting rid of the stuff that doesn't sell.
Yeah.
I'd like to see them go. You have fixed weapon loadouts on your Lehman Russes, so you're not basically being. So if you've got heavy bolter sponsons, you're not being charged for multi-melters. you know?
I take your point, and I don't disagree. And they're never going to do what I want to do. I would just go back to granular points and be like, if you want sponsons, it's 20 points for some heavy bolters, etc. It's better. And someone says in chat somewhere, where is it? Einrauser, so much game balance was tied to it. It does make game balance better. Because at the moment, if you're running, let's say you've got old Russes from edition gone by, and you've got 3 heavy bolters, and another Rust rocks up, and he's got a heavy bolt, a las cannon and two multi-melters because he's built it after the 10th edition.
Yeah.
One of you has a better tank. Tanks cost the same points.
Yeah, true.
I've got 5 or 7 Lehman Russes out there. Only 2 of them have sponsons.
No, we run it different because we're on stream, and I don't want to buy more tanks for you to paint right now because you're busy enough. But that's what I'm saying. You end up with this feels bad moment where the people that have had these tanks for a while, who are a bit more, maybe they've been in the hobby for a bit longer, maybe you could consider them a bit more loyal to the hobby, who knows? But they've had these tanks for longer, they're arguably punished now.
Yeah.
And this is my issue, and you're right with what you say. Every time Games Workshop releases everything, someone out there's going to whinge and complain about it. But you do end up with a situation where you can have 2 people with the same unit, and it doesn't have to be Lehman Russ, it could be anything, same unit, and one person has a better unit than the other person simply because they've built it in 10th edition rather than building it in 9th edition. And I think that's bullshit.
Yeah.
And I'll always think that's bullshit, and I'm not saying it's going to change, and it's not the most evil thing Games Workshop do, don't get me wrong, but it's still bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that if you then go, well, actually, you know what? Heavy bolters for 2 sponsons is 10 points. If you take multi-melters for 2 sponsons, it's 30 points. Because guess what? A multi-melter is much better than a heavy bolter. At that point, you go, your tank is now worth 130, and your tank is now worth 150.
Well, you got to think,
there we go. It's fair again.
You got to think, right? We live in an edition where you have a Gladiator Lancer, and then you have a Black Templar's Gladiator Lancer.
Yeah, but
Right? So you have to pay. They've created a whole new profile
here's
just
the other
so
thing
it
as well,
can
Jay.
have a multi-melter.
Here's the other thing as well, right? Because people have talked about simplicity, etc. Right? Here's the other thing: how difficult is plus 10 points, plus 10 points, plus 5 points? If people are complaining about having to add 10, 10, and 5 to an original cost of 120, they probably shouldn't be playing the game in the first place. They should probably be studying. Because that's not fucking difficult, it's just maths. And
The app
nowadays,
just does it for you.
And nowadays we've got apps. You don't even need to do what did we used to do in 7th edition? Bit of paper, write it all out, add it all together, right? If you're complaining that adding up individual points of weapons is too complicated when you're adding 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 is normally it, then you're you're an idiot. You shouldn't be playing the game.
My maths was considerably better in 7th edition. Right?
10th has made Joe dumber.
Yeah. And I saw this great meme I shared the other day where it's like the SpongeBob doing the derp face, and it was like maths teachers in 1997. You won't be carrying a calculator around everywhere with you. And it's like, well, actually, I do now. I don't, and I'm like, I don't have to do the maths that you taught me. But the maths at the time was quite helpful, you know?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a bit of granularity come back in 11th edition.
I feel like they just really wanted power level to exist.
So Lord of Sin says this in the chat as well, right? Do you know what the other thing granular points does? You don't need fucking 6 captain data sheets.
No.
Yeah, that's true.
Because a jump pack is plus 25 points.
Yeah.
And Terminator armor is plus 20 points. You don't need like 20 data sheets for one fucking unit.
Yeah.
Because you don't need to, because you go granular points. You don't need Wraith Blades and Wraith Guard necessarily.
Yeah.
Mind you, they do.
Well, actually, what the thing is, if you get rid of the multiple captain data, because the reason why there's loads of craziness with like things like captains is by having essentially 14 different captain data slates, they have to come up with 14 different special rules. For
But why? This is one of my biggest annoying things ever. Why do we have Demon Princes in the Chaos Space Marines Codex, Demon Princes in the World Eaters Codex, Demon Princes in the Tzeentch Demons Codex, in the Tzeentch, the Thousand Suns Codex, Demon Princes in the Death Guard Codex, Demon Princes in Chaos Demons Codex, right? We've got 5 Demon Princes, but we haven't, because we've got them with wings as well. We've got 10 Demon Princes, with 10 special rules.
Yeah.
Why?
I kind of like it.
I hate it.
I know you're against it, but I quite like having my own special World Eaters Demon Prince that does something different.
Do you know what I have in Age of Sigmar?
Don't know.
One Damon Prince.
Damon.
They have
Oh,
one.
good old
It's
Damon.
Matt Damon
Yeah.
Prince.
They have one Damon Prince.
Damon.
One Demon Prince, right? Right. One Demon Prince.
Yeah.
That every Chaos faction uses, right?
Yeah.
He has one profile, right? And it has wings and not wings on it. Right?
Yeah, I
And,
get why
right,
that's easier.
If you've got wings, your movement goes to 12.
Yeah, of course.
If you've got the trophy racks, like you have like an aura of like you become like anti-hero rend, like you get anti-hero rend. So when you're fighting characters, you get +1 rend. You
I
could
do
just do
kind
like an
of
aura
like having special rules in different armies for different demons though, because I feel like a Khorne demon does something a lot different to like a Thousand Suns demon.
Yeah, but then in AOS you pick a mark of chaos.
Yeah.
Right. So then that mark gives you a bonus.
But I'm going to counter your point slightly.
Yeah.
Shouldn't a foot World Eater's Demon Prince therefore essentially be the exact same as a foot Khorne Demon Prince in Chaos Demons?
Oh yeah, it should be.
But they're not.
No.
So
That's where it falls apart.
Yeah,
but
right.
I do think, or maybe you could have just one for each god.
Yeah.
I think that would probably work.
And can we stop giving the Khorne Demon Prince +1 attack?
Why?
Of the mark of Khorne. I feel like Khorne needs something a bit more exciting.
But I feel like you could go a Khorne Demon Prince, a Tzeentch Demon Prince, a Nurgle Demon Prince, an Undivided Demon Prince, an Undivided Demon Prince, and a Celestial Demon Prince. That's 5, and that's it. Each one of them has a special ability,
Yeah.
and then you go wings or not wings, but the ability stays the same.
Yeah, I think that makes
That's
sense.
still 5 options for fuck's sake, and we've still half the number of data sheets and some.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that.
I'm going to skip all the way to Low Monkey Production Super Chat. Why do I need a jetpack for my Farseer to go?
Don't get me started on this!
That's my favourite thing.
Ah! You shouldn't. You shouldn't. I miss psychic trees. This is one of those rare occasions where, as much as I say I don't want AOS and 40k to be the same thing, I would lift the psychic out of AOS and Magic. I dump it in 40k. I'm like, you have access to 3 powers. One's unlimited, and if you have a Magic Man like a Farseer, you can cast one of them. And if you're casting an unlimited one, you can continue to cast it.
Yeah.
Like that is so much better than the current.
I like
psychic
AOS
shit in
Psychic.
10th
I
edition.
don't really like 9th edition Psychic, where his smite 7 times.
9th edition Psychic was oppressive and it
Yeah.
needed changing. 100% no
But
disagreement there at
AOS
all.
Psychic, I think it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 9th edition Psychic were like 8th edition Psychic was mental because there's no limit on how many characters you could take. So like Chaos players were taking a 30-point sorcerer 15 times.
Jesus.
He's like smite.
That's what I mean. It used to just be
bonkers.
the fucking smite phase.
It got better. I think by end of 9th edition, I think they'd finally figured out.
It was
this
better
one.
because it was +1 each time you cast it, but then
Yeah.
Thousand Suns were like, cool, we've got casters with +1 and +2 and +3.
Yeah.
So you just smite in the right order and it stays at like 5.
Yeah,
it was
but then-
basically just Doom Bowl, but spread out.
Yeah, but then it's like, but then you had to apply some kind of mental thinking to how you used it.
Yeah, I mean, you did. It was too complicated though.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Take
sorry.
guys, Thompson. Are you saying?
No, you're not allowed
next.
to read that one,
No,
Joe.
we're not listening to this one. No, until you can learn to spell fucking properly. No, I don't mind autocorrect. I don't mind mistakes. But are you next to each other? No, carry on.
He's trying to save himself too
No,
quick, mate.
carry on.
You
No.
That
Not
2
fucking-
quid's a can of
I'm
mustard,
not
innit?
fucking putting up with text speech like that. Not having it. We are responsible as elder men now. We're essentially the same age right now, Jay. As elder men, we're responsible for teaching the youth of today, right? And teaching them how to interact properly in society. That is not it. Carry on.
I'm worried if Joe's in charge of that. Not gonna lie. With the reels he sends me.
I think I'd be great at it. Thank you, Elect Man. It says allies shouldn't benefit from army rules. That's what made Marauders a problem in every Chaos army in AOS 2 second edition. But I think that the allied detachments and/or carefully curated list of allies would be okay. Yeah. So like I said
100%
earlier,
what we're saying, isn't it?
yeah, like we said it earlier. Like, if the allies are only in the detachment, they get the detachment rule, but not the army rule.
Yeah.
Fine.
100%.
100%.
This is exactly what
get
you
rid
just
of all
said.
other allies, just put him as detachments.
This is exactly what you just said. I don't think allies should proc off the army rule at all.
Oh, no, that
But
should never
having the
happen.
detachment bonus specifically designed to work with those specific allied units, I think, is 100% okay. And I'm positive for it. He does add an addendum as well.
Yeah.
It's in a super chat.
As an addendum to my last super chat, I'd be okay with some curated data sheet interactions, like how disciples of Tzeentch interact with allies that gain the Tzeentch keyword. Yeah. So I'd like to see. I wanted to see in this Grotmas thing a Chaos Space Marine Demon detachment.
Yeah.
So like all your abilities procced off of the demon keyword. So then if you're allied in demons, then they'd benefit from it stuff as well. Like a World Eater's word bearers detachment kind of thing.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah. Well, I feel like demons might end up just being part of like CSM codexes anyway.
Most likely.
Especially if they've essentially just been handed their 10th edition codex.
Them being given 4 detachments tells me that they're not getting a codex.
Did you also notice in like the background art stuff, it's pictures of CSM people. It's not pictures of demons. It's pictures of like Thousand Suns and Death Guard
I didn't
people.
see that, no.
I didn't see that, no.
Yeah, so that's like a bit of a sign, I feel.
Yeah. Thank you, Kazera. It says they could have loaded all Grotmus in, done a daily release, and I'd be fine. If they could trust people to not break into the app and leak all detachment data early, # why we can't have nice things. That's the problem, you know? Them hackers, you know?
I mean, I
always with a back door.
I don't fully. I did a little bit of it before. I don't fully understand how that works with apps and updates and how you lock and unlock content. So I'm going to trust your knowledge and say, yeah, cool. But you're right. We can't trust people. We can't trust people in general nowadays. People in 2024, it's been happening for a while now. We are a species now who just doesn't have any fucking patience whatsoever. No patience. And typically, quite often, unfortunately, the majority of the population of this planet also don't seem to think about other people either. We've got a water shortage down at the moment because the fucking the pumping station had an issue or whatever down at the reservoir. So there's 73,000 homes around this area right now without water, mine included. We have it here in the studio. And Luce went into it. It happened yesterday morning. We went into Morrison's and bought 1 crate of water because you need something, right? Because we had nothing at all. And then Luce went back into Morrison's today to do her actual normally weekly shop. Gone, the lot. Yeah. And there's people walking out with fucking 8 crates of water. Yeah. It's supposed to be on by then tonight. Like, why do you need 8 crates of water? Yeah. Honestly.
I imagine most of those are probably on Facebook Marketplace now.
Yeah, for £1,000.
Yeah. I remember during COVID when people were literally buying
the toilet roll,
buying like 100 packets of toilet roll. It's like, how much do you plan to shit?
Well, I wasn't aware that COVID gave you the shits. Yeah. Apparently,
it didn't. It really?
No,
they're just
at all.
Masturbating furiously.
That's what it was. Yeah. Well, if I'm off work, I'm on the board.
Yeah. It's like, apparently, COVID is attached to dysentery and masturbation. Yeah. You know.
Yeah. Anyway, carry on. Thank you. You're right, Kaz. We can't have nice things, but thanks, mate.
Yeah. Thank you, Ash Thompson. Right. This is why we can respond to his other message, right?
Are we allowed to talk to him now?
Do you think not being able to take warriors with the prime in the new detachment based on when keyword is given is intentional for balance? And then he's put RU as in letters ARE.
Oh, he's written it properly this time.
Yeah.
Okay. We can read the original one now because I feel like he's done that in place.
Yes. 2 shadow swords. Take. Must. Go. I played against a guy with 2 shadow swords and Beachhead. Wasn't great when I had 2 land raiders. They went very quickly off the table. Yeah.
He must have been rubbing his hands together when he saw your list.
I was like, this is not the matchup for me. Yeah, good. And it's like, and everyone's got 5 twin-linked heavy bolters on my 2 wound.
All your 32 wound guys just gone.
Yeah, so that was a great game. That ended very quickly.
Yeah, I feel like all your games at Beachhead were like, you're done within an hour either way. Like, you win or lose.
I think it's intentional, but it also makes me sad that Warriors, because he's got the Vanguard keyword, so he just turns up and he hasn't got lone op either. So you kind of like
he's on his own.
Yeah.
Can he lead any of the things?
What's the issue? Vanguard? I don't understand what the issue is.
So basically, Warriors don't have the Vanguard keyword, right? But the Tyrannid, the Warrior Prime does, right? So the Warriors only get the Vanguard keyword when he joins them, but per detachment rules as written, right? Characters join units
at the start of the battle.
At the start of the battle.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to take warriors.
So you wouldn't be able to write your list to include warriors based on the detachment rules.
I think that's fair, though, honestly.
Oh, so this is in the GSC.
In the GSC combo.
Not in this. Oh, so I was looking at the because he said because it was Tyrannid's warriors and whatever.
Oh no, it's the whatever.
Right, okay, that makes
one. Yeah,
I was looking at the normal Tyrannid's detachment, which is all warriors. Yeah, I was like, I don't see what the problem is.
I'm pretty sure you can take warriors in that one.
Yeah, I like to think so.
I hope so. Otherwise, I don't know what's going on.
That might not have been intended.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, I think
that's definitely on purpose.
That's fair that you
because warriors don't really
make sense.
Warriors don't turn up until it happens.
They're like the main dudes that show up and batter everyone.
Yeah, I think. Oh yeah, I'd like to use this as an ability to start playing Genestealer Cult because I could just add
That'd be
go and be
cool.
like, what's 1,000 points? Done. You know.
Shadow Swords.
Well, I've got the Tyrannid part, and I've got the 30 G stealers. I've got a Broodlord. I was like, what's 30 aberrants? You know,
Yeah, okay.
done.
That'd be cool.
Or bikes. I like the bike.
The bikes are
They're
cool, yeah.
It has to be sort of semi-functional as well, though.
Yeah, I don't.
That's the problem.
I really don't want to have to paint like 100 acolytes.
I
No,
don't
of
think
course.
you do have to really.
120.
Yeah. The hybrids were the better unit, weren't they?
What are the like big muscle Jimbro ones?
Aberrants.
Oh yeah.
I love Aberrants. Like, you have to do a full muscle beach army.
Yeah.
They just kind of chug around.
That'd be cool. Rock grinders are cool.
Yeah. Can you still take a Lehman Russ?
What was his other?
Yeah,
what was,
there's. Oh, I don't know actually.
What was his other? Oh, we've covered them both now, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yes, take shadow swords. Double. I fucking love a shadow sword. And 2, it wasn't purpose. Thanks very much.
Dave B says, every time allies added, it's fuck the system. Or they fuck the edition.
Allies haven't fucked 10th edition. Allies have existed the whole of 10th edition in certain ways. Demons and
Yeah.
I
Like-
think the only way people have been doing allies in temporarily is just to like get a useful low knock character or useful infiltrate unit or something like that.
Joe likes his exactly. Joe likes his
Joe loves
Nurglings.
his wall of Nurglings to bully me.
I don't know if I would suggest it's always broke the edition. I don't think that's entirely true.
I'm trying to not
I guess
take
like
Nurglings.
Abaddon in 9th was as bad as I saw it anyway.
Didn't break the edition though.
No, not really. Like I mean, he was mental.
I don't. I think there's definitely been moments where Allies has been mad, but I don't know if I'd completely agree with that.
I don't think Allies has broken the game. Like in 8th edition, it wasn't a problem in a sense that people were only taking crazy allied armies to get command points, but the things that you were investing in weren't game changing.
Yeah.
Like when you're basically spending like 300 points on 3 10-man infantry squads of guard and like 2 officers, you know, or 15 Skitari and 2 characters.
But I think part of the problem with the Loyal 32 was it wasn't even that expensive, was it?
Yeah, it was quite cheap. But
180. It's like 240 points. Or
yeah,
something
but
stupid.
the thing is, though, you got 240 points of just chaff that you're basically buying
Yeah.
to get. It was like free command points.
To be honest, like with the new allied detachments that have come out in Grotmus, I think the only one that I've seen people saying could be really strong is the GSC Tyrannid one.
Yeah.
Just because I think the rules are actually solid in that one.
But even then, I don't
But I don't
feel
think
like
it'll
they're
break the
breaking
game.
the
Yeah,
game.
like, I think it's just good rules.
But maybe it's true that historically there's ever more of a problem, and if that means that we're taking a more kind of constructed approach that's giving you some more restrictions, then I'm all here
there's
for
a
it.
lot more thought going into
Yeah,
these ones. 'Cause
absolutely.
you have to literally write an entire detachment's rules around it, so you can't really mess it up too bad.
Yeah, people are still super chatting as well. We're trying to supposed to finish the show 20 minutes ago.
Oh, shit.
I've got all the KFC live on air.
Thank you. I'm going to say Zenith. Zenith.
Is that their name?
XYNTH.
Zinth.
Zinth?
Thank you. Thank you. I'm saying thank you. I'd love to see more allies, but in a controlled manner. Disciples of Be'lakor with specific rules, ability, interactions as a detachment, for example. Every CSM cult legion should have a detachment that uses allies.
I find it interesting that we saw in the chat before the stream started, people going, no allies is shit. And then we've talked about it a bit, people are like, actually, yeah. If it's controlled detachment.
Yeah. It's all about the context,
Yeah,
isn't it?
like I'd love to see the Disciples of Be'lakor come back.
That'd be cool.
That was a really cool detachment, which was basically you're -1 to hit me kind of thing because of the smoke, the clouds of death.
Okay.
Yeah, good. All the way back.
Okay.
I know what you did last roll. Thank you for one gift membership. And then John McCardle came in with a 50. Thank you. Sprugly says, you deserve the support for your excellent content. And hey, it was this donation or it goes to Danny DeVito's OnlyFans, and that's a challenging wank. Happy Xmas.
Not unachievable,
that was
though.
pink, yeah.
It's pink as well.
Oh.
Not unachievable, though, was it?
No,
It's like a Danny DeVito over here, really.
I'd give the money to Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
He doesn't need it, but
He won't
I
be
feel
long.
like
but
he's
he
doing
is a
alright.
great creature.
It won't be long before he loses the top of his hair, and then he goes for glasses, and he'll look a little
I
bit
think
like
you
Danny
should just
DeVito.
lean into that, Joey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great halls.
You
Danny
just finished
DeVito.
Always Sunny, so like...
Thank you so much for a pink one, dude. What a fucking
You're a
legend.
hero, yeah. What a good Christmas.
This is a good Liam and Joe show.
Yeah.
I should do less streams each week more often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope
Efficient.
I hope you get tossed off by a stranger on a bus.
Cool. Brilliant.
Do they just come up to you and start going at it? Or,
Yeah. Is it consensual?
Like, do you get a choice?
Yeah, you get a choice.
Okay. Watch out for Joe on a bus now.
Yeah. In the corner. Yeah. Which one of you is it?
Yeah. Because the Dragon's got a good point there, the Tyrannid Prime should have the option to remove the wings, and it makes sense with warriors. But there was, what makes me sad is that
you got an option to remove the wings. They're called snips.
yeah, you don't have to use the wings because he can only move as fast as the warriors move at the end of the day. It just means he moves a bit faster with that.
Although I quite like the Prime.
Oh, I like the Prime, right? But what makes me sad is we got the Prime, but not the Harpies to go with it, which used to be Tyrannid warriors with wings.
Was the Prime the new one that came in the starter box?
Yeah.
It was like
It is cool.
It was like,
what a weird starter box that was.
why have we got him but not a unit for him?
That
to join?
starter box in general, I think, was the man who made that starter box was quite clearly at work on crack.
Yeah,
Because it was
Or
so
they
many,
just did not show him the rules.
so many
for
things in
temp.
that. So many things in that box just didn't make sense.
I remember when they tried to like demo games of it, and they were like, "Yeah, so we got this apothecary biologist who can't lead a unit, just sort of wandering around on his own, not doing anything."
yeah, and his ability,
his
only
ability
procs off the
doesn't
unit he
actually
joined
work.
kill something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's mad that one.
Yeah.
Kind of
We've
sums
got
up
two
the start
Terminator
temp, doesn't
characters.
it?
Two Terminator characters, but only one of them can join the Terminator squad.
Yeah, the librarian's just wandering around on his own as well.
Yeah.
It was difficult when we got the preview. It's difficult. They're like, yeah, you could for the first week you could only use what's in the box. I'm like,
This is not
this
an
is going to
army.
be challenging,
Yeah, except
and
can
it's
we-
quite mismatched.
And it was
as
like,
well.
can we use 5 existing Terminators and give it to the librarian? No.
Really?
Only the
God.
contents of the box.
only the comics with
And then after the first week, you can use the contents of the box but duplicate it if you want to. Good.
Cool.
Yeah, I
Are you
remember,
gonna
like,
send us 2 boxes.
every-
No.
Every YouTube channel was just trying to make a game out of it.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
just can't do it.
Can we have a second box then? No.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Good.
Good.
So
Good.
You have what you
Perfect.
want and thank me for it.
Thank you, Derek. Says there is 6 more days of Grotmas, but only 4 factions without a new detachment. Any idea what
I think you
what's
might be wrong
uh,
there.
the last 2 days, or am I missing
We
something?
got World Eaters, Space Wolves, Blood Angels, Black Templars, Tau.
that's 5 straight away. Yeah.
I think we've got 5 more days, so there you go.
There you go.
I reckon.
Who do you
Blood
think would
Angels
be-
is tomorrow, isn't it?
It's Blood Angels tomorrow.
See,
I reckon
I-
it'll be Tau after
I
that.
think they missed the trick. I think Blood Angels should have been on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Because
it is
I think
5.
Space Wolves will be on Christmas Eve.
So it is 5 more days. It is
no.
5 more days because you don't open your advent calendar on Christmas Day.
yeah.
No.
So it is 5 more days.
5 more
and Tom
days.
just listed 5 detachments.
Yeah,
I mean, it's the only reason I know this because World Eaters is still an option. I'd be
'cause-
like just counting down.
Because I thought Blood Angels would be Christmas Eve because Sanguinala.
But Space Wolves literally have Santa.
Yeah, it's true.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
On his
It's
sleigh.
literally Santa on a sled.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
I agree with
reckon
that.
it'll be like Blood Angels and then, I don't know, Tau and then
It'll be
Templars.
if it's Blood Angels tomorrow, it'll be World Eaters
Do you think?
after. Yeah,
I don't know. Like, it's their last Chaos one to go, so I don't know if they're saving it.
I don't know because they come together, don't they? Really, like the two.
They
angry
are like the
people.
2 sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's
Narek,
kind of
thank
weird
you.
that it's just 3 unique Space Marine chapters at the end of it.
Thank you, Narek. You're a legend.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ginger Steve. It says, did I hear right? Is Joe going to build models from big boxes from Forge World? So many cool Legends tanks in those boxes there are.
There's a lot.
So
We've got a
many.
lot of. Have you ever seen it?
No.
There's a lot of.
Is it about there?
There's a lot of Forge World out there. There's like more than 4 figures worth of Forge World out there.
So like 2 models.
Yeah. One kit.
Yeah, I'm gonna have
One Kriegsman.
I'm going to have a rummage. Thank you, Keith Rogers. Says he's became a hiss here, and then Kazarian super chat, and he says the new Games Workshop talk show on Warhammer Plus. They talk about a degree of granularity coming in future. Quite interesting.
Okay.
I'd like to see how they do it.
No one's watched it because it's on Warhammer Plus.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah,
I didn't know they talked about it. That's the first I've heard of it.
So-
I'm interested.
I would
I might have to-
imagine squad sizes is the
Might have
most
to-
likely
we
thing.
might have to bust that on the big telly.
Points per model is where I think they'll go exactly what you talked about.
Yeah.
It's what if you ask me to guess right now, That's where I think they'd go.
Yeah.
Points per
I
model.
think that's an easier
'Cause-
one to do.
Because there aren't actually that many units left in the game that have lots of weapon options, right?
Yeah.
So,
Well, it's quite- yeah.
so for example, the new Night Lord's kill team, the Nemesis Claw, in the starting 5, that's where all the special weapons are. Everyone after that, it goes from. If you have 10 models, you can take a heavy weapon.
Yeah,
So all the options are in the first 5. So anything you add after that is just a guy
if you think
with a
about
bolt
the
gun.
app as well, like they already have the option in the app to change number of people in it.
Yeah.
There's not an option for like weapon points upgrades and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So I'd imagine it'd be easier for them to just unrestrict the numbers in the app for number of units.
It'll be when it comes to units like, and I'm bringing it up again, but I will, Chaos Terminators, right?
I still.
It's units like that where it gets really annoying because it's like, for every 5 models, you can have this. For every,
I still don't
hate
think.
that.
I still don't think it would be that difficult in 10th edition to bring in granular weapon options. I don't think
Oh,
it'd be
well,
hard.
it wouldn't be hard.
I
at
don't
all.
think it'd be difficult. I
Because
just think them-
all it is
yeah.
one PDF of points, and then you slightly change your app so that when
Yeah.
every time you check a checkbox, it adds 5 points,
Yeah.
or it adds 10 points, or whatever it is. Like, I don't think it would be difficult to do, and
No.
it baffles me that we go into an age where we have the best app Games Workshop have made for this stuff ever, and it is. I'm annoyed by the
it's
pricing.
like-
that's
it's
a different value.
obliterated battle
So we're in an age where we don't need to use pen and paper because they make a good app and they go, yeah, all the complicated point stuff's gone now,
Yeah.
despite the fact we've now created an app that could just do it all for
Yeah,
you.
but it's also like, if you look at, is it Custodes is like 4, 5, 6.
Oh,
like,
Wardens is. I think they're all 4 or 5.
Oh, 4, 5. Oh no, it's
The one that's weird.
Meganobs.
Meganobs is either 2, 3, 5, or 6.
Yeah.
Same as Allurus.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
actually,
and Harlequins.
Because the whole box-looking
are-
thing just
yeah.
really messes up
Harlequins
some
are
boxes.
5,
6,
6, 11 or 12.
No, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12.
And
Yes,
the
5, 6,
best
7,
one
yeah.
was, do you remember when Plague Marines was like 7 or 14 or whatever at the start?
7 or 14. Then it was 7, 10,
and then it's
14.
5. Now it's like
It's-
5, 7, 10 or something.
Yeah.
Oh, it fucks me off.
Yeah.
Go back to fucking points per model, for
Yeah.
Christ's sake.
Yeah.
And then tell me how much my sponsors cost so I can leave them off, you motherfuckers.
That's what hurts me the most, because I prefer Lehman Russes without sponsors.
This is that nice, clean, modern-day tank
Yeah.
look. Come on. Come on, Games Workshop.
Yeah. There's
We
a
know
re-
you watch.
There's a reason why World War I tanks had sponsors and modern day ones don't.
Put Joe and I on a retainer. Put me, Joe, and Tom on a retainer.
Yeah.
We'll fucking help you write the next edition. We'll fix everything for you.
I'd
You basically watch our show and make the changes we suggest anyway.
I'd
So-
happily just be paid in
Make Angron
Games
50
Workshop
points.
vouchers.
Right, leave Tom out.
I'd happily be paid in Games Workshop vouchers and merch.
Yes, okay. Yeah. And you make a perfect Games Workshop model.
Yeah,
Right body shape.
yeah.
Cool.
Any more?
Just agreeing. Thank you, Lord of Cinder.
No,
What?
read the first 2 letters, Joe.
Okay. Thank you, Keith Rogers. My favourite part of the COVID toilet paper debacle was seeing people going in later and trying to get refunds and rightly being told no.
Why is people...
But why refund? Why take it back to refund? You're not going to stop pooing for the rest of your life. Just store the toilet paper in the place that you kept it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you've bought so much toilet paper that you now can't afford anything else, that is in fact your
If
own
you
fault.
bought so much toilet paper that it impacts your life because you had so much inside of your house, right? What were you going to do during lockdown?
Yeah.
Apart from live in a pile of toilet roll.
People went mental at the start of lockdown, honestly.
It was just like
What a
insane.
time to be alive.
I'm going to go as far as say people are just mental anyway.
Oh, yeah, but
People are
like,
just mental.
there was a catalyst to like increase it there, wasn't there? It's just
Yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah.
just buy 1,000 rolls of toilet paper.
Yeah, but don't forget, there's a fuel shortage, so everyone went and just bought all the fuel for their
Yeah.
cars, despite the fact that it was not. It was like what it was. It was like people like pensioners that only drive one day every 2 weeks.
If you need to know anything about the cleverness of people, just walk around at the start of COVID and see what people were using as face masks.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right?
yeah. The fucking chin diapers.
Yeah, it was like during the fuel shortage. It's like, cool. I can't drive to work because every petrol station in a 10-mile radius is empty. Good, you know. But that
It would've
but
been
like,
better
but
if they just-
Susan
yeah.
in a Fiat Panda, which she only drives once a month.
She's full.
tank.
Yeah, she's full.
Yeah.
Good old Susan and the tank.
Yeah,
People were wearing. I saw a man in Morrison's with a stocking over his head. right?
Yeah.
One person wearing a Tesco's carrier bag as a face mask.
Yeah.
Because you know you're supposed to put those in red.
I saw a lot
That's
of
natural selection.
I saw a lot of
they'll
old
just die.
I saw a lot of old boys with strimmer masks from like head strimmers.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
see.
they were like heroes. Marigolds.
All the people wearing it like under their chin and not actually using it
But it
properly.
was the
South Park did
it,
a
was
great
the, it was over the mouth, nose out, wasn't it?
yeah, that was it.
South Park did a great
Yeah,
episode on
it's
that
the
one.
episode.
I don't know why we even bothered, to be honest.
There's
Like the amount of people that just didn't do it properly.
There's an episode of Always Sunny where Frank goes into like the sex shop, and it's just a bunch of old guys with like the masks on like over their mouths, but their noses out.
Yeah.
Lord of Cinder, I know what you did. I know. Anyway, thank you, Keith, you're a legend. Mike the Runner, thank you for the two. Get a B-Day, Joe, and wash your brown eye instead.
A bidet.
bidet?
I'm not entirely sure what that was in reference to, because it was from quite a little while ago. But
I imagine it was probably from lack of toilet roll and diarrhea, I guess.
maybe.
Yeah.
But
I think if we get Joe a B-Day
I
for his
don't-
house, we'd never leave his
I
home.
don't know.
No,
I don't
you'd
know
never
how
leave the
I
toilet.
don't know if I feel comfortable with the
Being squirted.
bidet. Yeah,
Yeah?
it
No?
feels weird.
Yeah?
Sometimes you have like a luxury wet wipe, but that's like. But then you still got a wet arse
There's
afterwards.
luxury wet wipes in our toilet.
I don't know where they came
that
from.
that's literally say flushable.
Yeah.
And I was 110% convinced that you bought them
I
in.
found them here. I think a Thane bought them.
Because you're precious, your little bot. So I thought you'd bought them in.
Yeah. But you still have to use toilet roll afterwards just to dry it.
Thank you, War Master Will, for the two. I had to buy extra Lehman Russes for my Forge World ones. I'm assuming so you get access to sponsors.
I swear the Forge World ones came with the sponsors.
Well, everyone in chat says no, and I believe half of them would have probably bought them because they are beautiful. Because I saw plastic tanks with track guards and got instantly fucking erect. But I need sponsors unless I get like now with what Kazarian has told me. I want to know if they're going to go down the granular route.
We've got a solar box sat around somewhere, haven't we?
We might have one. I'm not sure. I'll have to have a look. Anyway, we're well over time as well. I think the majority of the audience out there, I dare say, has agreed with us with what we talked about with in
That's
terms
unlike them as well.
Yeah, that's why we're not on 700 viewers, because we're not being outrageously outrageous about how Games Workshop is killing itself or something. So I think actually on the whole, majority of people probably agreed. Allies is fine in a controlled manner.
Yeah.
Do you follow Daily Bolter?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm. That's why I made the comment that I made, Joe. Do you follow Daily Bolter, Tom?
No, I don't.
No, on Instagram, Daily Bolter, great fucking Instagram page.
Yeah.
So I think on the whole, most people probably agree with us. If we actually make sure that these are controlled by detachments, restricting the units you can take, how many points you can take, and how they interact with each other based on the detachment rules, we don't give them army rules, etc. Allies can be really fun and really narrative, and so far we've seen 4 detachments where I think ticks all of those boxes.
Yeah.
Have slightly varying levels of strength, but definitely cool and narrative. I think if we go back to anything like the old Allies Matrix, we just rip the band-aid off and go for it. It's Wild West, and I'm not here for that.
I'm not here for that at all.
No, you don't want to take...
That would put me off.
No, yeah?
Yeah.
You don't want to take your orcs where your orc weird boy could summon some demons?
Not really, no.
I think, yeah, like
Orcs I wouldn't actually be that bothered about because they probably do accidentally summon demons.
Accidentally, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, any double or demon turns up.
Yeah.
I like.
Oh no.
I'm a big fan of the Ages of Imperium book in terms of
I hate that book.
narrative ideas. Not all the because some of the rules are just mental.
That
And
book was designed to make people who pay Imperial armies pay another £35 to look at the rules.
But the rules that they gave us for having narrative inquisitorial units join existing armies is great.
I think that's cool,
yeah.
yeah, but like it's just the way they did it.
Yeah,
was
they go-
really shit.
Yeah, but like if they did like a chaos version where they go, here's some traitor guard, and you can take a cool random traveling chaos psyker dude thing. I think stuff like that would be cool.
Oh yeah, I'm fully on board for these new detachments
Yeah.
that like proxy stuff in, especially as like you wouldn't actually have to pay for an entire Imperium book to like look at your detachments. It's just part of your army.
Yeah.
So I think that's good.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, I think we're on it, aren't we? We're done. Right, you wonderful people. Thank you so much for the incredible support. I don't know how much it is because I had to turn the TV screen back round because of the way I've set the cameras up this time round, but we have done over 200 members on the Liam and Joe show, majoritively thanks to John McCardle and to Will Stewart as well, Will Smith.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, you wonderful human beings. You are absolutely incredible. But thank you to everybody who's donated memberships, to become members, or people who've super chatted throughout today. It's been, you kept us for an extra 40 minutes.
Nice.
Because we can't, I don't know who I'd be talking about right now, but we can't just ignore super chats, skip over them, or not give you a decent answer. So you pay, we stay. That's a channel slogan. You pay, we stay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Like Babe Station.
You people are amazing. We're now going to get ready for tonight's game. I was going to run the new Eldar detachment, but I've slowly but surely over the course of the last 3 or 4 days convinced myself that it is in fact complete dog shit. So what we're going to do instead is Paddy's running Tzeentch Demons tonight with the new Tzeentch Demons detachment from Grotmus, and I'm going to run Khorne Demons tonight with the new Khorne Demons detachment from Grotmus. So we've still got 2 Grotmus detachments, still both brand new. Demons on Demons. We're fighting in the warp. It should be loads of fun. Paddy's back. Tom will be pressing buttons because Joe's a technological idiot, but Joe will also be here to give you your hopes.
You do need to play the technological part.
Well, fair. Fair. You people are amazing.
I agree with all statements.
Thank you so much for joining us. If you want to watch a nice fun game of Warhammer 40k where we chill out before Christmas, that's tonight at 7:30. Otherwise, we will be doing 40k After Dark as probably the last stream before Christmas tomorrow. Then we have a small Christmas break, and I'll be back shortly after, probably the day after Boxing Day, to do some more content. There might be some Harry Potter stuff in between that on Vag. Anyway, hopefully we'll see you tonight. Thank you so much for watching. If not, we'll see you in the next one.
Bye, have a wonderful time.